Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binaries, and gender fluids, and things.
Everything else in between.
Yes, everything else.
Hello, humans.
This is Dragons in the Dining Room, coming in hot with the Ghosts of Saltmarsh campaign. Yours truly, Synnal, running it.
Now your moment.
Huh?
I think I want to turn the thermostat up.
Oh, okay.
It
was nothing. Keep going.
The players are currently leveled into 4. So I will give you just a little bit of a rundown what happened. All hell broke loose and they decided to go for a boat. The end.
On a boat!
Yeah, you're on a boat. No,
Sure, a rowboat.
after getting some much needed sleep after an encounter and some mildly entertaining stories of dancing.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was no dancing at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Some stories of a dinner date with someone.
Huh?
A dinner date with someone.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about. I was walking around the back alleys and found myself back at the Mariners Guild.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was told to say.
Yeah.
By the person I didn't have dinner with.
And then some drinking, of course, because why
Lots of
not?
drinking.
Yes.
So these are my
Our heroes spent the night at the Mariners Guild, woke up to a letter that said, "Hey, we kind of want to arrest you, so why don't you come quietly to the barracks?" And then they all stepped out and realized they're not going so quietly.
Choose one of these.
So the guards then escorted them to the barracks, and our friend Belmont.
I'm narrowing it down to 2. I like those 2.
Oh wow, Joe, my first roll.
It's a good thing it wasn't up there.
Yeah.
So, I want to make the announcement.
Oh, and you one.
Yep.
One second.
Finish it.
So after that,
You wait 1 second.
the third page, Belmont teleported them to a pit that would normally take them straight into a kraken's feeding area. However, something went awry and they appeared above it.
What did you
They met Captain Olander,
You
who
gotta
was
follow
under the pretense of
You gotta
Captain
follow that.
Ziri,
What did you learn from Mortal?
running for the smugglers,
Because of your
quotation
other
mark.
You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
And after a few, we'll say, deception checks, they have agreed to escort him with some lizardfolk and are now heading towards the marshes in some rowboats.
You 2 damage, so I think I'll take row.
So that's where we are leaving off at right now. In one boat, you have Olander and the 3 lizard folk.
You got a compliment, Reppin.
Oh, thanks.
I like it too.
To be honest, it was a mistake, so I just decided to shave everything. Because I had a big, giant spot on my chin, so...
He just wanted to get carded more often.
I'm not gonna... But I'm gonna put the goatee back. The asshole goatee.
So
Can I just take a razor?
No.
Okay. Anyway. Hey,
Why are you bouncing?
Okay. Yes, he can now. We have an announcement from our favorite misdemeanor causer.
Yeah. So Krabby Patty, you can be happy. We have finally given you
Is he even here?
exclamation
Yes, he's here.
give
Of course he's
that
here.
fireball. There is
Don't type it in yet, because...
There's a couple of caveats that you need to know before you type it in.
Yeah.
Please wait
I know you're probably trying
for
to
all
do
of the instructions before you decide to use your powers.
We have created the command give net fireball. It's something that you can use.
I would have laughed my ass off if he just did it.
I know.
Even when we said wait, he just did it.
You can use it whenever you want. However, it has a cost of 500 dragon scales.
You said
I thought
1,000.
you said 1,000.
I
We
dropped
changed
it.
it.
I
Okay.
dropped it because of a suggestion.
Gotcha.
It has
I don't
a
have that spell.
2-hour cooldown, and it cannot kill anybody, but it can reduce people to 1 hit point. So it does now exist, and there is actually an animation for it and everything. Yeah, that part was already said. It's the die that DM Synnal has right now has 19 ones and 120. If it lands on the 20, a fireball slams into the ground wherever we are, whatever we're doing.
And just for your sake of brevity, I rolled the first time and it was a 20.
So he's got really lucky hands.
That's not good. You're fighting a dragon. Fireball. The dragon wants to know what just happened.
So, I'm at a loss. I'm going to do it this way. Odds is the feet, even is the ASI. Looks like I'm taking... No.
Poison Ivy.
Oh, see, I saw.
Poison Ivy just gave a nat 20.
Thank you.
Hey, you can put a nat 20 on your D4.
So the first time I get to roll this, right? It should be a nat 20 automatically?
Depending on where we are.
Actually, I had a question.
Yeah, would nat 20 affect
Nat
the...
20s only happen during combat.
But what if we had a 20 on the table and someone used the fireball?
So a kraken appears right next to your robots.
That's a legitimate question.
It can only
I give it
happen
one of the
during
orders.
combat.
Here, you can
In
help.
combat and that happens, yes. They could choose to do it that way.
Oh dear God.
So here's a question for you. If someone pulls out, or gives us a nat 20, like just now.
Yep.
Can the feat lucky counter that?
No.
Okay.
There's only two things I would suggest that could.
Okay.
One would be a divination wizard,
Okay.
or three. One would be the divination wizard. Two would be the capstone ability of the custom bard I made.
Okay.
And three would be wish.
Okay.
Wish is just like the thing that just...
Nullifies whatever.
Yeah. Everyone's dead. I wish everyone to be alive.
Everyone.
Everyone.
All people. All time. Including everyone you've already killed.
As the entire planet experiences sudden over population.
And the world tilts more to the left because that side died more often.
Oh, that would be
I
scary.
am, for all intents
I'm
and
done.
purposes, done.
Okay.
So
So...
you leveled up to 4?
Yeah, we did
Both
that
at
actually
your
last night.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. So we're gonna start.
No, I'm not done.
Too bad. So we're gonna start. You guys are in a rowboat. Alander and the 3 lizardfolk are just slightly ahead of you in the first rowboat. You guys are in the second rowboat behind them.
Row your boat.
All
Up the stream.
the equipment that they were loading into the boat has been divided evenly to try to keep the ships from, or the rowboats from not tipping over.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be kind of interesting because your guys' rowboat is definitely heavier than the lizardfolk one.
Alright, I got one more, so we can get the other.
Yeah. There's.
Who's in what
Are you
boat?
seriously made 10 pounds of pressure? The things are like
As we start going in circles.
Are we all 4 in a rowboat
God.
together, or
We
how did we
split up.
split?
I haven't used my Marcus voice in
Anybody
a month.
write down
Yeah, I
how
know.
we split?
I was with you and Eleander. Eleander?
Olander.
Eleander.
Okay.
And you two, I think, were with the other ones, I think.
Okay.
If I recall correctly.
Sounds about right. I'm not gonna
that works for
argue
me.
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna argue about it.
I had mentioned something about, since the 2 of you are sort of from here, that each person would probably be best to take a boat.
Yes. So on
I'm
that.
currently internalizing Marcus's voice.
So as we continue here, so I
gonna be that.
showed them off stream where they were exactly going to go. On the map of Saltmarsh, they are going to try to drive around this little peninsula that sticks out of it and go behind it.
We're off the map. Over here somewhere.
Well, no, you're not there yet. You haven't. You're still in the water.
Hello, football Jake.
Tell us what
Hello.
Hello. So they are currently rowing for their lives. Not really, because it doesn't seem to be too.
another boat.
We're gonna
Dangerous
need a
right
bigger
now.
boat. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hey, Torlock,
Yeah, sir. Oh,
your best buddy is back.
my best buddy.
Your best buddy. Do you remember your best buddy?
Oh, yeah, the ghosty.
Yeah.
Hi, ghosty friend.
He's kind of just standing, like literally just. Well, he's a ghost, so. Yeah, he's just floating there. And he's looking right at you.
Do I see him?
Yeah, everyone sees him. It's just like...
Hi?
and he does
Hold
this
on.
again.
Why do you have a ghost in your face?
You look like you're
I'm about to find out.
What? But
That just made more questions.
No. That is so wrong. You don't cut here because that causes nerve damage to your hand and you won't be able to grip it there.
So despite him, you cut your hand twice.
I draw the anarchy symbol on his forehead. Alright.
we need help.
Roll me a 1d4 and cut it in half.
What?
Literally cut your dice in half.
1.
Alright,
You take
quick
one. You take 1 point of subdual damage as blood from your hand that you cut starts to slowly flow up this ghost.
Do you still have the temp stuff or no?
I don't know.
Yes.
We should,
Yep.
because we did that before we got in the boat, I thought.
Okay.
It's 7 now, but next time I do it, it's 9.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you take one of those away.
Okay.
It is slowly going up his arm, and as it is, it's starting to become corporeal again. And it's kind of weird. It starts flowing. And remember, he does have a giant hole in his chest.
At the bottom of the sea.
There is nothing, at this time, there is nothing in this hole. But the blood that you
It's a hollow.
spilled is kind of just filling. And after you guys are kind of rowing slowly towards where Elander said we should go,
Stroke.
you
Yeah,
hear
we're just sitting here rowing, watching Ghost. It's Space Ghost, coast to coast.
a voice in your head. Now I need you
Zombies.
to roll me a wisdom check.
How wise are you? Yep, I'm changing that.
Oh,
Not
not so
that
much.
sure.
4.
A 4?
Mm-hmm.
You start getting a really bad headache.
How?
And then your head is assaulted by a vision.
Yeah.
What looks like a merfolk is slowly walking up to an altar. Now there is sunlight coming in from the top of the temple.
So it's on the Citadel.
Huh?
And I'm going to describe this to them as I'm seeing this and going, I'm seeing something.
I'm seeing lots of things. I'm seeing lots of things myself.
This
Including this
merfolk
transparent thing.
walks up to this
It's
altar.
called a ghost.
And as he
There's
almost
ghosts
puts his
at
hand
Saltmarsh.
towards it, the image immediately splits off, and it's gone.
And that's all I see, apparently.
You've seen the Ghosts of Saltmarsh.
Or something.
The ghost reaches his arm back, and he points north, as if he was like pointing over Saltmarsh. And then there's nothing as the ghost fades away again.
Alright, so
So,
he really sucks at charades.
All that did was raise more questions.
so how long has
If-
that been happening? Since we met?
Since the boat.
Great.
Which boat? We're in a
so-
boat now.
So a grand total of 2 days.
DM reminder, that is the way towards the fortress.
Thank you.
Right. And then Tyr now casts Dragon Breath.
I can too. I have the spell.
Oh dear God.
You Dragonborn. No, you're human.
No, but I'm a wizard, so I can
So-
go and do dragon breath. Yeah.
To answer your question,
Excuse me.
it happened ever since I
Pretty fun stuff.
smashed the scepter on board.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you smashed the scepter.
Mm.
Yeah, you
I
break
saw the
your,
scepter,
you break a
and I
magic
think
staff, you get haunted by the
I
spirit
helped
inside it. It
Captain
happens, let's keep
Morgan or
going.
something.
Right.
And then the next I knew the scepter was gone, so I didn't
Yeah, that was my bad.
And since no one speaks Draconic, the lizard folk are a bit slightly panicked as they see this ghost just suck your blood, and then you're like, I'm seeing things. And Alander is like looking at you and he's like, care to explain?
That's not my doing. I do more scary
It might be the only thing that's not your doing.
This is true.
He seems to be a friendly. He helped us out on the boat that we arrived in.
And he was like, they think you're possessed.
No, it was the staff that was possessed.
What?
Really
then,
good thing lizard folk can't speak. These ones can't speak common.
But then the staff possessed him.
No, I'm still myself.
They kind of understand me.
We don't know that. Maybe there's a smart one in the group.
Just let them know
Well,
I'm
there,
still myself.
as I said, there was two. Oh, sorry.
I'll say, look over here, you dumb lizards.
Okay, we're safe.
Okay.
They're looking at Alander for like answers, like it's like
Wait,
Here,
wait,
oh,
where's Harry?
I'll say it. I'm gonna laugh a little bit.
and Alander's trying to calm them down, like you know, it's okay, guys. But he's, of course, speaking this is draconic, so you have absolutely no idea.
He's just along for the ride. I'm still in full control of my faculties.
Because the ghost is gone now.
Alright.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And part of that might be my fault. I
Did you
sent
know
the message out late.
Oh, okay.
So as you guys are now getting closer towards the coast,
It's just a
Alander
little light.
asks you guys to kind of move your rowboat side by side as he stops, and he goes,
It's not low.
Gotcha.
I don't know if the land is going to be safe for us, but I want to give you a heads up since we seem to be out in the open and we seem to be fine. No one is attacking us. You know, Kraken's not eating your skulls or anything like that.
That's
Sucking your
good.
bone, sucking your bone marrow.
I can say that,
Marrow.
boss. Alright.
I just want to give you a prize to a situation that we did have.
A prize?
Yes.
What is it?
Did you hear about?
Instead of prized.
Yes.
Oh. Sorry, I
Have
wasn't
you
paying attention.
heard about the Dwarven
I know.
mine south of here? Well, south.
They closed up or some goofy thing like that.
That was my doing.
Why?
If they have no gold, they can't send mercenaries.
Why are the dwarves sending mercs?
No, the town can't become more corrupted.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, I think it can.
I mean,
Well,
Couldn't
if
someone
they have no
overrule-
gold, they can't pay mercs to guard the city.
Couldn't someone overrule you on that?
Huh?
Couldn't someone overrule you on that?
I'm the captain of the guard.
Not anymore.
I was gonna
Well,
say, what kind of power does that title have?
Unfortunately, not anymore. But yeah.
Honestly,
I-
I don't think so, man. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be
I'm-
doing us.
I'm a local legend, so.
And they're probably celebrating that.
And she's
Yeah.
a goddess, so.
no, I am not.
Yeah, she's a goddess.
Like he's looking at you guys just like, could you probably take this situation a little bit more seriously?
Actually, that is serious.
Yes.
You haven't known us very long. That's about as serious as I get.
Oh dear God.
Right.
He goes, I hope he does put more faith in you than I have right now.
We're not dead, so I have good faith in him.
Oh, just wait to hear my bongo playing.
Oh dear God.
It's a war drum, but I call it
Yes.
bongo.
Right now, the mine has some of my most loyal men guarding it, as well as some kobolds and lizard folk.
How are they loyal when you
Exactly.
just left everywhere that you were loyal to?
No, they came with me when I went to the mine. You remember he was
So
gone
it's
for
just a
2
faction
weeks.
Okay.
Huh?
It's just a faction then.
Mm-hmm.
How can we tell which men are loyal to you and whatnot?
I'm sorry, what the hell did you just say?
He goes, well, I haven't been back there in a couple of days, but they were left with lizard folk and kobolds, and I don't think they would have won a fight in skirmish between those two factions.
I don't know, that might be fun. Little lizards, big lizards, go at it, come on!
He goes, some of these you don't want to trifle with.
I was going to say, is there any way we can recognize such said men?
They all have a red bandana. I know this is going to kind of cliche. They
Red
have
bandana around their arms or something?
Actually around their legs.
Oh, much better.
They haven't invented dog tags yet.
Yeah.
Sounds like what we did in the last war.
Those you see with the red bandana around your left leg most likely are loyal to me. However,
I'm reminded of this place called the
I mean, that can be easily
Vandalin with the red.
duplicated on someone who's
The
not
Red
loyal to
Dragoon
you.
Inn.
Yeah.
If they figure it out.
yes, that's because I would like to get back to the mine to make sure it is still secure,
I thought we were going to the lizard folk in the swamp.
and that is why I'm giving you this decision.
Okay.
We can choose to go to the mine to make sure that we have a somewhat of a stronghold as well as a grip from the town becoming even more a nuisance and a problem.
How much further can it get? I haven't seen a single good thing about that town since I've been here.
And he goes, well, perhaps if you would have been here a month or two ago, you would have seen better times.
I didn't know what I could do about that.
Yes. Or we could travel to the marsh to gather allies and try to retake the town. However, their numbers are not unlimited, as well as we would have to get permission to do so from the chieftain.
The chieftain of the lizard folk you're talking about?
Yes.
Right.
Because right now we are an acquaintance. We are on good terms.
But not.
And he would not want to see the town of Saltmarsh become an enemy.
Right. But
So therefore he is.
not full blown allies.
Correct.
Understood.
So, let me get this straight. You have the dwarves shut down their mines so that they can't pay for merch in Saltmarsh.
Mm-hmm.
You have the lizard folks who aren't quite best friends with us, but could possibly become friends with us because they don't want to make enemies of Saltmarsh.
Correct, because Koland would be a very bad enemy to make.
And what is our priority?
Our priority right now is to survive and try to retake the town. Hopefully, we could try to get Ida out of there alive. But as of right now, she has ties that are keeping her there and safe.
I didn't see those when I was there.
Yeah, Galen Prime Water
Really?
has his. Does the cup match the drakes, Tia?
Tell us about what you did see. I'm dying to know.
I'm sure. Well,
You can probably write into a hell of a song.
what can you use to get better standing with the lizard folk?
Most likely it's tributes or doing a task for them.
What do you mean a tribute?
Yeah.
And he kind of looks at you and he was just
You mean like the kind of blood thing he just did with his hand, or worse than that?
He goes, most likely they would want a tribute of gold or goods.
Oh, well, that kind of works in our favor.
Or
Get a bunch of
killing.
gold, bring them back there.
Or killing.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of work.
Or killing other chieftains so he could claim their territories.
I don't like that.
Oh, I like that idea too. Would they go for fancy dancing?
A local goddess does a hell of a job dancing.
I'm just brainstorming here. I mean, just brainstorming.
Like, he's looked at you guys like,
Tia,
what did I get myself
kick your
into?
butt. Just saying.
I'm sitting on it. You know,
I mean, somehow Dragonborn have to be made.
this is true.
How secure is the mine?
I give you the.
How secure is the mine?
As I left it a couple days ago, it was very secure. I had 8
A couple days ago.
loyal men there,
They're dead.
and he goes, numerous amounts of kobolds and lizard folk.
At the
They
moment.
are strictly there to make sure that no invading forces take it. However, they are given orders such as if the mine cannot be secured or a threat greater than what they pose, they are to leave.
And how do you assure the loyalty of these lower beings, these beasts? Kobolds.
So glad they don't speak common. He goes, I've had a few encounters with the lizard folk that we are friendly with. They know me personally to be someone of good faith, and also we are giving them some tribute.
Well,
What
gold.
can you? Okay. And where are you getting that from?
dwarves.
I'm sorry?
And where the dwarves are digging up in their mine?
Yeah.
And how are you keeping the kobolds in check? Because them things are usually vermin.
That's what I meant by lower.
Lizard folk.
Not the lizard folk.
The lizard folk and kobolds seem to be allies. They don't seem to be. They don't consider themselves lower standings for each.
Okay, then that poses a third question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and more.
Probably. Dwarves and kobolds and dwarves and goblins, they tend to not mix very well.
That is why the kobolds are outside and the dwarves are on the inside.
Gotcha. Alright, so I have a thought at the moment.
Did it hurt?
It did. We go down to the dwarven area, get a pocket full of gold to bring to the chieftain, give him a tribute, and he'll probably ask us to kill another one of the chieftains so that he can build up his army, and then we go from there.
Oh, Ledger goes, I'm, at this moment in time, I'm at your mercy. Ada seems to be, has good faith in, and he looks at you and he goes, has good faith in some others.
Well, I don't know.
She didn't kill me the last time we talked, so I think I'm getting better.
And he looks at me and he goes,
somehow.
At least you didn't, aren't beheaded.
That's what I mean. I'm at least in that good a standing.
He goes,
Yeah, one's better than zero.
We do have one trick up our sleeves in Saltmarsh. If things
Can we just
were
blow
to
the whole thing
go
up?
awry. No.
Okay.
He looks at you and he goes, we like to live in the town, not live in destitute.
The wicker goat would beg to differ with you.
What's this trick?
He looks at you and he goes, oh God, you didn't stay there, did you?
Yes, you want it closer?
And he, rowboat's like,
Or
one oar loop away.
We don't like to live in destitution. I'll tell you, there ain't not much more destitute than that.
He puts a smile on his face because that's what everyone says. You didn't stay there, did you?
Yeah. I've heard that many times.
He goes,
we got him, kid.
yes.
Are you sure?
Nope.
Right now, the lizard folk are allowed to travel into Saltmarsh only on terms of trading, because the granary. Before we left, we happened to sabotage the granary. If you happen to remember, one of the townsfolk was like, "I saw the granary. It had no food in it." We took what we could from the granary to make supplies low. So right now they are desperate for supplies because something happened to a shipment on the way to Saltmarsh.
I hate when that happens.
Probably the kraken.
Was that your name as
Actually,
well?
that poses another question. I have lots of
I told you there's more than one.
He goes, "Let's start rowing because we now have."
We haven't been rowing?
No, we stopped.
I was
I was going to say, I thought we were rowing next to each other while we were
if
talking.
nobody was rowing, I was going to be rowing. I mean,
I was under the assumption we're still.
we can row and talk.
Either which way. What about all this commotion about the sea princes coming and ransacking the town? How much of that is your doing?
Not mine.
Of course.
Okay,
Whatsoever.
so the massive battle that's taken its toll on the city is none of your accord? Alright.
He goes, at the time I was trying to get things done at the mine. When they attacked, I heard the news, I came running back, and when Edith said, hey, something's going down in the town, I took the disguise of Captain Ziri and went MIA. TLDR version.
Yep.
Unfortunately, when it comes to the Sea Princes, they're extremely sly. If you see them, something's happening. If you don't see them, then you have absolutely no idea what could be coming.
Well,
And he goes about that business with the kraken as well. As I said, in war, sometimes you have to make sacrifices.
what the hell?
It's a moth. It's a moth.
Yeah,
It's not alive
That is a
because
big moth.
that's average.
For the ones that usually sneak into the house, that's a big one.
So, are you in control of it, or?
The kraken? Oh God, no. No.
No,
We were
to
given.
say hi.
No,
Are you afraid of a moth?
not really. I just don't want it over here. Where the hell did it go?
It's under your feet.
Well,
We have a moth problem.
yeah.
Everyone, hold.
It's flying.
Ah, you got away!
I
Hang on, Krabby, fireball.
Fireball. Are you trying to catch it or smash it?
No, catch it.
No.
Oh wait, 20-foot radius,
I
maybe I'll be
wanna
dead.
play outside.
Get a cup or something.
Well, I can't see where it is at the moment.
Okay. Anyway, you have continued rowing, I guess.
I still like my idea. We're gonna go visit the dwarves and then come back with a tribute, kill another chieftain, and go forward from there. Does that sound like a deal?
Surprisingly, I agree with Tid on that one.
Hey, I
Great.
got one right for once.
As you continue rowing towards the land, he speaks in Draconic into the lizardfolk.
Oh god!
Hi.
Where did it go?
That was funny. I'm sorry.
That was outstanding.
Right there.
You just got kissed by a moth.
The lizard folks seem to nod. One of them looks at a lander and continues to speak to him. And he goes, this one is going to carry the supplies that we have, the equipment and
Between my
everything,
legs, that jerk.
to the chieftain, because that was part of the tribute to begin with. Get some weapons for them.
Okay.
We have a guest star.
We do, and he is taking over the stream.
Poor little guy.
He's like, I don't want to live anymore.
I don't know how he's still alive. They should be like in hibernation and cocoon by now. For the winter.
I'm just looking for some love.
Oh well.
Your face looks good.
I mean, whatever.
So we will say that after about another 20 to 25 minutes, you have landed on the coast, and there, sitting there for you, is 2 horses with a gentleman with these 2 horses.
Can I ride the gentleman?
Whoa, that's a very impolite thing to ask. At least take him to dinner first.
Okay.
This gentleman is in regular traveling clothes, hood up, stands about 5'6", a little bit of brown hair coming out of his hood. I would say he's probably late 20s. He looks over to you guys and he goes, "This is my son."
Really appropriate comment you just made.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I didn't know Orlando had a son.
And he looks over and he goes, "Not of my blood, but he is my son." And
before we get to shore, I'm also going to ask him about Melvin the merchant.
Melvin the merchant.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the so-called Melvin the merchant?
He shakes his head and he goes, "If it was someone traveling to Saltmarsh, I have."
He was one of the prisoners we rescued.
Where did this come from?
Yeah, he goes,
Before.
as a, if they were down in the prison cells and whatnot, they come to me, they give me information on what it is, but he goes, the man seemed to be of no consequence. There's nothing that stuck out about him. Are you talking about the fellow in the, he kind of just scratches his head. He goes, unfortunately there's so many that come through there. Did he happen to have elegant clothes?
Yes.
Yes.
He was dressed well. I almost took his clothing.
Well, I mean, you should never take a man's clothing.
If he's dead, what's he gonna do with him?
Well, not dead at least. Dear God. Have some semblance of.
I'm an opportunist. What can I say?
Dear God.
An opportunity to be lazy.
Yes, he goes. We probably stripped him of everything that he owned, and that was it. I goes. From my point of standing, he had no source other than to be a hostage bait. Maybe some information later on. He wasn't withholding that. I took inventory. I was. Well, I did really. The boy and the lizard folk start loading up on these horses with the various amounts of equipment they have.
We were out of the lift in raspberry again.
The lizard folk that is going with them actually starts speaking to the boy, and the boy speaks right back in Draconic. And it takes about another 5 to 7 minutes to get everything unloaded and whatnot onto the horses. And Orlando goes over to the boy, speaks to him, says, "Take him, bring this to the chieftain, whatever you do, don't stop. Anyone tries to stop you, deal with them. Because we're no longer welcomed in Saltmarsh. The boy
Excuse me.
nods, and he looks over to you guys, and then he just kind of just tilts away, gets on the horse with the other lizard folk, and they start making their way. Not in
He's
a
a chatty one.
not in a great deal amount of haste. Saltmarsh is probably, if you were to go up to the shore and up the cliff and whatnot, you could actually probably get to the wicker.
Oh, you got it?
You could probably get to the wicker goat in about 20 minutes.
No. That's alright.
Yeah, the wicker goat's almost like if you go up the hill, wicker goat's right there because the wicker goat is almost on the outskirts of the town.
The wicker goat could be 20 miles away. I don't.
Wow.
Ever.
Okay.
Unless we're
you
running that place
like I said,
out.
you just went around
Mm-hmm.
and right
Did you
there.
get it?
Yeah.
The moth has been saved.
Yes. They are heading in a northwest fashion up this man-made trail.
Did you say north by northwest?
So both,
Something that's a bouncy on that.
Mm-hmm.
so both
Sorry.
Elander and his son are on horseback. Is that
That's what-
No. Lander's son and the lizard folk, the
Hi,
one
Weezy.
that
Got
spoke
it.
to him.
Hey,
They are on their way to give the tribute to the
Okay.
chieftain.
Gotcha.
The mine is half a day away,
Oh, we're in
heading
line.
towards the southwest. Elanda looks at you and he goes, are you sure you want to go to the mine first, or do you want to go to the marshlands? He goes, if the mine is taken, then we would have to seize it again, but as I said, I did leave it in some good company.
But this gives us tribute to give to the
Right,
chieftain
I
as
mean,
well.
it's two birds, one stone.
I would say if it's taken, we should vacate it and then head to the marshlands.
I mean, we can make our way there and not get there. Spy on the mine, correct? Is that
Correct.
something we could do? Make sure it's safe for us to.
Yes. There,
Otherwise,
for-
I had some signals in play. I had some signals in play just in case the mine were to be taken. A man is supposed to leave some hands, tracks, something of notification that I would know that the mine is no longer secure.
right,
We would see that on our way there.
right.
There is specifically a rock that sticks out. It's not too far away from the mine. If something were to go wrong, that rock is to be splashed with red.
Fair
If
enough.
Red wolf.
dye, very clear red dye.
Oh,
But
never mind.
what?
Nothing.
Clear
Speak your
red.
mind.
How can it be clear and also red?
Very clearly.
Oh, you meant to say clearly. I got you. Clearly, you meant clearly.
Clearly, eat some more Cheez-Its.
Unbranded salted cheese square snacks.
Disadvantage on your mother.
Sitting on the table with the bread sitting right there.
The cameras can't see it.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, they
Can they? Oh, shh.
Good job. Yellow, orange, square, cheesy man.
Whoops. Not okay. So I should say not a sponsor.
So, you all have decided that you are going to head straight to the mine.
No, it can't.
It is
Oh,
a
yes.
half day's journey away on foot.
Because otherwise, if we find that it's occupied by other people,
Yes.
we can head back to the marsh and hopefully do a couple of things for the chieftain, gain his support, retake the mine, then retake the town.
Gotcha. He goes, if the mine was lost, I would not try to retake it. I would just take the town.
Fair enough.
I mean, if we
I
can
thought you said it
afford.
was like a fortress.
Well, it's simply this. If they take the mine again, they would have to divert forces to the mine to secure it again. Therefore, the town would be in a
Okay.
weaker position.
So
Thanks for the cheers, Krabby.
actually,
Thanks,
it might be better for them to take the mine, because then we can just harry it, force them to send more troops up there, make it easier to take the town.
I'm of a mind we should go to the mine.
Yes.
We're headed. Yes.
Yes.
The mine.
You are actually walking towards the mine.
Yes.
I'm just discussing strategy without.
Yes. Now, of course, he doesn't want to take the well-trodden way there.
No, of course not.
There are going to be merchants and whatnot, and normal people walking the path, because the road goes Waterdeep, Saltmarsh, and some towns to the southeast, not major towns.
What if we just walk away from Saltmarsh?
You could. No, I'm dead serious. You could just walk away from Saltmarsh and
Let the place keep going into hell. Let's just go somewhere else.
if you still want to.
I'm going to actually keep my insignia. Unfortunately,
Hey, Tyr, what do you think?
I'm duty bound to try to help these people.
Hey, Tyr.
Although,
Busy.
if things get too dicey,
What,
I
busy
might
what,
just
being
say
lazy?
screw it
Nah, I found some rats to play with.
And Kleenex, please. So Bert, I'm about to sneeze.
So sneeze right into the camera then.
all. Yeah, bless you.
Sorry,
I
You're still
mean,
tight.
it was coming and I had to stop it.
Thank you, Easy, for Nat 20.
Oh.
thank you.
Thank you, Easy.
That's
two of us.
Well, that's two.
Yep.
Oh, dear God! Please stop giving me stuff to encounter them with. I roll first. I get it.
Maybe.
You can't stop me.
Why don't we just walk away from Saltmarsh?
Would you really walk away from your home?
Is it my home?
No, it's my home.
Oh.
Also,
I was proposing.
Oh, it was a hypothetical question. I gotcha.
Welcome back to the conversation.
How is the smart in this conversation?
hey Marcus.
We're just spellcasters. I mean, we're not that smart.
Marcus, roll me a percentile.
Alright, fine.
Oh God, are you gonna? Okay. Run away.
100.
What?
You would also be walking away from your unborn son.
Wow. What?
Oh?
Say that again.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
What?
Yeah.
I did not understand what
You
you just said.
have progeny in Saltmarsh.
And this suddenly occurred to me.
No, I just missed.
Oh, I forgot. I have a son in Saltmarsh.
No. You and Lily hooked up.
Lily.
She's gonna come back on the Mari show and be like, "That's the man who walked away from me. He hit me up after a
All right,
tambourine dance."
we go get Lily, and then we leave.
How do you know that Lily can be trusted?
Nobody can. I don't even trust
She can be
Tyr.
trusted.
I was just joking, by the
I
way. But I
trust
just
her with
want
my life.
I don't even trust Tyr.
I don't trust me. Wait,
I
I think I'm too agreeable.
As long as you fought by my side and don't try to backstab me, I trust you.
Who, us? That's a mistake.
You, possibly.
Well, at least I was in the front.
as you are continuing down the not so well trodden path.
I'll walk this lonely road.
Yes. Who's in marching?
I'll play that on my loop.
Who's in marching?
Boulevard of Broken
That's
Dreams.
I mean, we're following a lander.
Okay. Atlanta could
You're
just be anywhere.
talking to him, right?
I'm taking a nap.
Are we? Do we? How wide is the road that we're traveling?
You are pretty much walking on a shoreline and some grass, and then there's the path that's a little bit off.
So it's kind of like a deer trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we need to be
Try
single
it.
file, or can we be doubled up?
Oh, you can be doubled up.
doesn't
You can
matter.
about 3
Okay.
people wide without having too much issue.
Okay.
Did I mention I'm keeping my insignia?
Yes.
Okay, good.
But as of right now, you're not walking on the path, so
Right.
unless someone happens to see you, right now they probably think you're hunting or something if anyone would happen to see you.
So between the two of you, where are you? Are you leading the way, or are you?
I'm not
behind?
leading the way.
Okay.
That's for sure.
So this is a lander.
Okay, then I'm here.
That's leading the way then.
Yeah.
But it's Tears in front of me, right?
Yeah, I'll be right behind what's his nuts leading us.
You guys are horrible. Alright, I need a
He
marching
was
order.
talking to a lander, so obviously he's going to be in the front. So am I.
All right.
Thank you, Mel, for being.
But actually, it's gonna be these two.
Oh my! Can I get a? I need one of those slappy hands, those gooey slappy hands, so I can just be like,
There we go.
Yahtzee.
Oh my
Randomly
God.
rolled.
Alright, so that's the march.
You know what? That kind of works. Except like this. That works. Oh,
Oh, you killed him.
I'm taking a nap again.
And they call me lazy.
Let us
I get a little frustrated.
let us have a little bit of fun with this.
Oh, we already have them.
One of you 4, roll me a d20.
I got it.
You got it? Okay. You just want to use that.
I do! If you don't mind.
No, go for it.
31.
What the hell?
13.
I was like, wait, I
Okay.
forgot that. What do you mean 31?
It is late afternoon, and you have been now walking for about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh. Are we trying to be stealthy?
Huh?
Is it not? I'm playing my loot.
No, you definitely look like 5 people walking a deer trail.
Okay, I'm playing my loot.
Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary.
Braves a robin.
There is. There are, if you can see the shore, there are no boats or anything of that type in visible range
Here's a
towards
boat.
the ocean.
I'm on a boat.
On your left-hand side,
I
you've
got
got
my
some
55
grasslands, some trees, some woods, a little bit of hills. Nothing like too major that you couldn't just scale up pretty much. You start coming around this curve, and then you realize, oh, we're going to have to go up in order to
These stairs.
get around, which means it's going to put you right back on the trail, or the actual path. There's simply no way of walking on the shore because
Excuse me.
you'd be walking in water.
Okay.
Elander looks at you guys, he goes, looking you up and down, clothes, as far as what you got. Yeah, you seem to be in some okay attire, like nothing's like gonna pop out of you, and he looks at you and he goes, get rid of that. He's like, yeah.
I'll put it in my haversack or whatever.
And he goes, hoods up if you got them, kind of keep your thing.
I don't know.
Huh?
Probably not. I'm in split mail.
Yeah, you're,
Split mail's not that loud.
huh?
It's not that
That's
loud.
what I said. Nah.
Cling, cling, cling.
Okay.
Hi.
I'll probably shift the hell out of the camera.
That's fine. It makes it more immersive that way.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Um,
a nice replay.
Oh dear God. So as everyone is currently marching, next person, please give me a
Saltmarsh.
Saltmarsh. Yes. Please give me another encounter roll. 1d20.
I got it.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, 31.
31.
All 13s are now 31s.
31's wild.
Oh shoot.
Bang.
Internet has gone out. That's bad.
What?
Let me just reconnect.
I've been actually having some intermittent issues recently.
Okay, we're good. It's back on. It was just it goofed up on me for a minute.
Do you think like your router or like internet provider?
I think it's provider.
Okay.
Because it
I
was,
almost said it was a provider.
I think it's provider because I went to upload a bunch of stuff onto Twitch and it kept timing me out. And then I did it again today and it was just fine.
Yeah, I was watching a live YouTube video and it was like it was having trouble.
Same place?
Same provider, yeah.
Yeah.
I have the 1 gig.
I think it's through phone.
It's the provider. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to avoid giving
Yeah.
exact location hints.
Mhm.
But yes, that provider, the good one.
Yeah.
The really good one that I really like.
The best one in town.
Right. They had some issues a couple of days ago. No, was it a week ago?
What?
Internet
With
provider.
that outage.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Give me 1 minute while I load something.
Something, Dragon's Dining Room, something.
Yes, which I actually need because they rolled something and I know it's that something, so give me that something, please. Okay, we are good. Alright. Mel, you rolled that, correct?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, alert.
Oh, Lord!
Not alert.
Oh.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, hey, look, we're back
Ariel.
in Wonders.
Ariel,
He's like,
as you guys start walking up the hillside and whatnot, there happens to be a cart
Watch.
traveling towards Saltmarsh. There is
How close are they?
Turn around.
there is one man, one female, in a cart, covered wagon, 2 horses, and there seems to be 2 guards that are following behind them. And the man and woman look very, very nervous as you guys come up this hill you pop your heads out, and they're looking at you. Roll me perception since you haven't rolled. For luck.
Oh, me. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you.
I mean, if it's a perception roll, I didn't add anything to the 13.
No,
No, you
Okay,
were the
great.
different roll.
yours was the encounter roll.
Okay.
13.
Dear God!
That's the number for the day, folks.
By the way, we
13.
do you remember we still have 2 nat 20s?
Yep.
Those can only be used in
In combat. I know. I just giving you a heads up.
I got it right here.
The man looks at you,
Nice.
and he does.
Oh, look at that! We've got people to entertain!
I love entertaining.
So do I. I've got a magic trick I really want to try. Would you guys like to see a new magic trick? I've been trying to do this, and I got my troubadours behind me. This guy's going to play the backup music. It's actually really amazing.
Alender's looking at you, and
Does it involve a pencil?
Not this time.
Alender didn't happen to notice the help.
I'll nudge him a little bit. And
I don't know if I noticed it or not.
we should let these guys perform.
And
They give us at least something to look forward to on this journey.
yeah, well, the 2 guards that are now falling behind this wagon pound on the wagon, and then 4 more faces lift up the wagon.
They lift up the wow. Jeez.
That lift the color of the wagon.
Oh. We were hiding underneath the entire time.
We've got an audience. This is great. I won't even charge you. I just really want your input. I want to make sure that this works out really well.
Which one do you want? You want the lute or the war drum?
Oh, we got to do the drums. That really gets the heart racing.
Oi! What is a bunch of people? And he stops me like as you're. What were you doing near the shore if you're going to be performers?
Inspiration for music?
We're shore formers.
No. Leave the puns to me. Well, to be perfectly honest,
Oh my God, this guy's an idiot.
we were gonna try and head downstream, but the boat sprung a leak.
There's no boats around here.
No, there was, and now it's inside the water because it sprung a leak.
So you're telling me you 5, sorry, and he looks over to the drummer 5, sorry.
What? Excuse you.
You're in the background. People don't always see you. It's okay. I'll make sure you get paid.
And I'm
Remember the marching order?
Mm-hmm.
You were
Nope.
you were coming up last. There's no boats. The boats have been stopped by Saltmarsh. Why are
Oh, we were heading to Saltmarsh, not from Saltmarsh.
Saltmarsh is the other way. That's where we're heading.
Oh!
I told you we should have turned around.
Where are you entertainers from?
Waterdeep.
I thought wasn't it Deepwater?
And then he looks at you and he goes, Waterdeep's all the way to the north of Saltmarsh.
No. Deepwater.
Waterdeep. No, we was from Waterdeep.
No, I swear it was Deepwater.
The guards are getting out of the wagon. And the other 2, the guard that's speaking to you, pulls the heavy crossbow off his back.
Oh.
And he holds it like this and he goes,
Is that a threat?
and he goes, no offense, but this road is full of mercenaries and bandits.
Oh,
I'm gonna take you into Saltmarsh.
Why? We're not even threatening you, and we can be wherever we want outside of Saltmarsh.
You can say that to the quartermaster.
Nope, not planning on it.
Drop a dagger, drop my quarterstaff. Look, all my weapons. Not a threat.
And you can clearly see mine. I have my rapier.
And I'm just...
Elander and Torlock are in the back just like and the guard goes, you can come quietly, or you
There's nothing
Why are
quite...
we being arrested? We're
Yeah.
not threatening you at all.
simply put, I don't trust you.
Is
Okay.
every guard from Saltmarsh just
I
happy
don't
to
trust
arrest
you either, because
Okay, you're
you
under
have weapons.
citizen arrest.
And he flashes his arm, and the insignia of Saltmarsh is on it.
Wonderful.
Good for you, but
Watch
we're not
this.
in Saltmarsh, so...
Prestidigitation. Look, now I've got the insignia too.
No more joking aside.
I'm not joking. I just wanted to entertain you.
Wait, can I take a look at that one more time?
And he points the heavy crossbow at you, and he goes, "You can look at this. You can be quiet. You can come with us,
We're not coming.
and then we'll get things sorted."
We're not coming with you. We have no reason to.
I move my hand to my rapier.
Initiative.
Okay.
Time to drill a man.
Just whoever gets the highest on the initiative gets the first d20. Oh, look.
Oh, mother.
I was gonna say there might be many of us that are at that point.
I know.
With that comment.
Okay, so I need you guys to kind of just clear the center section, if you don't mind, please.
Time to vote.
Not the boat can be the wagon,
No.
unless you actually have a wagon.
The wagon.
You can have a wagon.
Nice.
Oh, that's the wagon with the one red curtain.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's getting pulled this way. Get on boat.
No, it's on land.
Huh? You got about. This is gonna be a horribly drawn map, so deal with it.
I'm laughing at chat.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's rolled above a 9 on the roll d20s.
Oh dear God.
Yep. Krabby and Poison did 14s earlier.
Okay.
All right. So the hillside is about 15 feet up. The road actually starts here. Actual road. You got some grass right here. This is 10-foot squares.
10 foot or 5?
10 foot. These are 10-foot squares for this fight. You got minis. Why?
Just makes math a little bit more goofy.
I know. I'm sorry. I guess I could make it 5. I have plenty of map.
And
I was
we're
gonna
coming from
say for
here.
this particular instance, it could be 5,
Huh?
right?
And we're coming from the grass here.
You are coming up from here, so you guys will be starting around this area. The slope isn't too bad, so I'm not going to worry about like actual as you're walking up.
You bribed a dragon bot, didn't you?
Why? What happened?
He got a 16.
These are just going to be random NPCs. Don't worry about like.
Oh, you got 1.
Oh!
Here, I'll just
Hey, they're looking awfully koboldish.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
There we go.
Thought the kobolds are supposed to be friends, not food.
Oh no, you can't use him.
No, I can't use it.
That'd make that actually be kind of confusing.
Yes. That'd be very confusing. Alright. The guard you were speaking to
Is it one with crossbow?
is no, this one right here.
Oh, one with bow. Alright.
Nice fight, right?
Yeah.
And there's one that you
The other
cannot
one.
see.
There are 5. Well, let's grab somebody just for argument's sake.
Yes. There is one you cannot see that is still in the wagon. But as they lifted the wagon up, you could clearly see there was 4 sitting there.
Hiding
And
with it.
the man and female are in the front with 2 horses pulling that way. You guys are going to be, your starting area is this area right here, walking up. Now you can choose to walk down the path. This is a straight slope down 15 feet.
Okay, so it
Like-
slopes down.
Yes, like so if you like were to jump down it, you could skid. Think of it kind of like not just a straight
Are
flat.
these 5s or 10s?
They're 5 now. I'll make them 5.
Okay.
That's fine. I had a marker and I don't know what I did with it.
Put it back in the thing.
I did? Oh
Or
wow.
that.
Gravity works.
That wasn't my fault.
The road would continue on this way, and the slope of the hill would continue that way. So pretty much it's just open, flat path. There isn't any real woods or anything like that.
Okay.
Not until like way over there in the distance.
Okay.
It was a, as I said, crudely drawn map. There's bushes, there's shrubs, there's nothing of cover.
Good.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we will start initiative in just a moment, as the internet has died again.
Oh, no, 2.
Oh.
Poison Ivy is a little bit low on the scale.
Oh. Thank you anyways, Poison Ivy.
Appreciate it.
It's the thought that counts.
Mhm.
And
It's
it's
on
on cooldown.
cooldown.
So
Thanks,
if it
Krabby.
fails, it goes into cooldown.
No, it's still on cooldown.
Like it's been on cooldown since Krabby Patty gave us the last one.
So if
didn't-
Pika had enough skills, it'd say cooldown.
It was on
Yeah.
cooldown, yes.
Yeah.
It does not go on cooldown unless it's been used. So, no, that wasn't your fault, Pika. It was on cooldown since the last time it was used.
So the precedence checks for skills before cooldown.
Unfortunately, yes.
I should say the stack.
Oh, God dang it. Sorry,
Well,
the internet keeps going in and out.
It was the last one.
What?
Oh, it was
Okay.
Wheezy, I think.
There we go. Okay, I got it back. Yay! All right. Initiative.
Yeah, Wheezy was the last one to give it.
How long ago?
It doesn't give me a timestamp.
Something you have to set up in your chat to actually do timestamp.
I thought I did though.
It might not do it on mobile.
Oh, you know what? You might be right.
I mean, mobile's sort of
Generally, yeah. Oh, and I finished the subscriber icons all the way up to 1 year.
Nice. He's what you DM, buddy.
Like, I can. Okay, fine. I'm waiting for the stupid initiative to pop up and just that again. Okay, I am so sorry, guys.
It's all good.
All right, Marcus, initiative.
17.
Edit, please. There we go. Tier.
21.
Jesus, dude. Torlock.
11.
I'm angry.
Ario.
18.
He wouldn't let me perform.
I'm the performer.
I was trying my hand at it.
Oh my god. Okay, that dice is going way bye bye.
He didn't roll higher than a 6.
Oh no.
No, okay, so 3,
Drat. Dang.
4.
Darn.
Oh, Dawn.
6.
Oh,
Blast.
That one's actually okay.
Dang nabbit.
no. Oh, no.
Son of a gun.
Jeez Louise. Oh gosh, oh darn.
Dear God, you guys suck.
Only on straws.
All right, Tier, you're up first.
Wonderful. So I'm gonna look at the guy who's pointing the sharp little wooden stick at me.
The heavy crossbow.
Yeah, the sharp little wooden stick.
Ah!
So I really don't feel like being arrested because I haven't done anything wrong. You're being a dick. We're gonna do this the hard way, apparently. So.
And you were just recently arrested, so.
No, we were abducted, not arrested.
There is definitely now weapons like as they hear that.
We're already in combat, so.
Oh,
So
you could have.
I'm sorry about this, but shatter.
Okay.
On the boat.
And it's centered on that guy.
Oh, so it's all 5 of them.
So no, it hits
4 of them.
4 of them. It does not hit that one because I don't want to hit the wagon
Fair
in
enough.
case those two need it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's going to be needing the wagon soon anyway.
Give me a Constitution save
For 4 of them.
For 4 of them.
4 of them.
Okay. Let's see here.
We rested.
Yes,
So
we
we
were.
had to
So we
read it
have.
down.
What do I need to
Yes,
beat?
Actually, that's a good
You need
one.
to beat a 15.
Okay. 3 of them make it. 1 of them does not.
Perfect. 3 of them take half damage. 1 of them takes all of it.
And push, right?
Point which one you want to take the full damage.
The idiot who wasn't listening
The
to me.
captain. Okay.
Wow.
Ah, that's annoying.
That is average.
I
That is
mean,
like perfectly average.
he has
well.
a 1 and 8, and somewhere in the middle. That's so funny.
So he takes 12 points of damage. The rest of them take 6.
Okay.
That's below average.
Slightly.
3 shy.
And then with that, I'm going to back up and hide behind the strong people.
Strong? What are you talking about? Him? I was gonna say.
And I'm I'm just back.
Good idea. All right.
And then I'm gonna crouch down, but I'm not gonna go prone.
Gotcha. There is.
Use them their half cover.
All right. You are done, correct?
Yeah.
There is chanting coming from the wagon.
The wagon's gonna cast a spell.
Counterspell.
And as you see someone's very feminine hand reach out,
Untouch faith.
point at Tierlock.
Tierlock.
Torlock.
We have fused.
Nerd alert! Mega nerds!
As 3 magic missiles in the shape of a middle finger.
Oh, you know these ones.
Wrong
I get the middle
universe.
finger.
Just not that just a shape of a fist come right at you.
Alright.
How vulgar.
I know.
I just wanted to say that because it's 3.
Oh, getting the middle finger here. What do I do?
You take 12 points of damage
Alrighty.
from a magic missile to your face.
So, 6.
By the way, everyone's like fully healed and 10 HP and all that good jazz, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
you were down to
entrusting you to
6.
keep a hold of your HP because
So,
Yeah, no, it was
so
like,
47,
I just couldn't
so
remember. I
check-
thought
did
we
you
had
have 12?
You have
done
full
the
HP and
spells
Yeah,
and
that's right.
everything.
I took the
Yeah,
6.
I have that.
You're correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I just had 2 spell lists that I found. I'm like,
I
wait,
appreciate
didn't
this.
we?
and from the wagon you
Math is one of my
hear,
strong suits.
deal with these curs. I don't have time for this.
Oh, she's going down first.
Is that why you're hiding?
I'm getting advantage.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
Well, that's
I was talking to the one in the wagon.
Ariel, your turn.
Yep. Stand by. Sorry, 1 second. How far am I away from any of these people? Where am I? Where are we?
You were there, so that puts you about 20, 25 feet away.
From the first one, yeah.
Oh, they're 5 foot squares.
Yep, 5 foot squares.
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 Hoodies.
1 cheese it.
Yeah, when cheese it away.
Right here.
1 cheese it.
Actually, yes.
I may have measured that before.
Unbranded salty cheese squares.
Wait, can we use that as a floating disc? Just
Yeah, I like that idea.
There we go.
and then you get hungry, you just like.
Dancer's floating disc.
Centered here,
Uh-huh.
calm emotions.
Okay. Read please.
They all need. You attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people. Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range must make a charisma saving throw. A creature can choose to fail the saving throw if it wishes. What? Oh, if a creature fails its saving throw, choose one of the following 2 effects. You can suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened when the spell ends. Any suppressed effect resumes, provided that its duration has not expired. Alternatively, you can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that it is hostile to.
Gotcha.
This indifference ends if the target is attacked by, harmed by a spell, or if it witnesses any of its friends being harmed. When the spell ends, the creature becomes hostile again, unless you rule otherwise. You,
Gotcha.
as in DM, sorry.
All right. You said
So
charisma, correct?
yes,
Okay. And it's gonna hit 4 of them, correct? The same 4.
The same
it
4.
should hit the same 4. It actually should hit the person in the wagon too, because it's
Radius?
20 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It'll hit part of the wagon.
It should hit all the guards.
It shouldn't
All
do
6
damage
of
to the wagon at all, but
No.
it should
Is
hit.
it not? Is it gonna hit the guard way over there too?
Yes.
Yes,
If it's
20
20
feet.
foot,
Okay,
if it's 20
let's
foot
put it all.
radius,
Yep,
yes.
20-foot radius,
Good
a
idea.
giant circle from here.
The 3, 4,
Right
5,
there, yeah.
6.
Yeah.
7. 3 of the guards, the ones that are from the wagon, this, and this,
Okay.
seem to kind of lower their weapon, and they're like, I mean, you got a point. They kind of didn't really say anything, you know. Do we have to take them in? Captain of the guard looks at him and he goes, "I gave you an order." The guy in the back, he's just like, okay. And he's got a longbow. And the chick inside the wagon, she goes, I'll make sure you hang if you do not arrest them.
You tried.
I mean, 3 of the guards were just like,
I don't really want to.
yes.
Yeah.
Better than not.
I mean,
Are you
and
going to announce
with
it
the
then?
spell, huh?
Are you going to announce it then?
With the announcement, please calm down, everyone, and that will be the somatic component of the spells. Please calm down, everyone.
And the 3 guards that were like kind of like nonchalant with them, they don't look they're gonna fire. They're pretty like, okay, you know, well, yeah, you gave an order, but I mean, seriously, they just came up on the wagon and you kind of freaked out. Marcus,
Okay.
where do you want to move?
Do you want to move?
No, I don't know.
Okay, Marcus, your turn.
I need a DM definition of harmful effect. Not a Saltmarsh definition.
Are you going to cast sleep?
That or hold person.
All right, a harmful effect to me would be something that would include bodily harm. So if someone, hang on, inflicting a wound, smacking someone across the face, farting in the general direction, it would be okay. But if you are going to go up and smack them and cause a wound of any sort on that, yes, even slapping them would be harmful. But if you're not going to do anything physical to them, they should be fine.
So spitting on
You
them.
can understand
So-
why I want a definition.
Right. So, in theory, sleep should be
should-
fine.
yep.
It is not harmful. It just makes someone tired and sleepy.
Yes.
Sleep and hold person should be fine.
Yep.
Because I'm not harming them.
Yes.
But the only 3 people that were affected by that spell were the ones that sort of lowered their weapons. Like,
Yeah, they are
Like-
visibly,
These 3, right?
yep.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
But
it'd be
they
these
might
2 and
get
weapons
pissy if
and
you
like-
get harm anybody else. That's kind of the.
And I also want to know what type of spell this is going to be. Is it vocal? Do you have to use your hands?
Sleep is vocal and somatic.
Yep.
I have
Okay.
to speak
Verbal and somatic.
and wave my hands.
Okay. So, if you cast sleep, that is, and some of them do fall asleep. Just going to give you a heads up on this one. They're going to see it as a threat because they are now incapacitated, and if other people are alive, they're going to go, oh my god, these people are trying to kill us, they're going to murder us, they're going to take our shit when we're trying to sleep, we're going to never wake up again, that kind of thing. If you cast sleep, so be it. What do you like to do?
Not sleep.
Not-
I'm going to hold my action.
What's the trigger?
Somebody attacks us.
Okay.
And what are you gonna do?
Cry. There's nothing I can do that's not a harmful effect.
It's not a harmful effect. It is a threatening effect.
If we're waiting for calm emotions to do anything, then
I mean,
not
it's done what it's done. Like it's the people that weren't affected, who have actually been affected by the spell, I can do nothing to them anymore because they're the 3 that were affected. That's all that's going to ever get affected.
Yes, and if I try to sleep the others, then those 3 are going to snap out of their calm. If I try to hold somebody, that's a threat.
See, but if the 2 people are slept, that shouldn't be a harmful effect. That should be a why would that happen? Why would that freak them out if I don't understand.
Their 2 buddies just fell asleep.
Okay,
They had weapons drawn.
right.
The captain has issued, alright, we're taking these guys in for arrest.
Sure.
And the chick that's in the wagon has said, I want them arrested.
Right.
So they are following orders
Right.
now. 3 of them don't seem to want to carry out these orders. They want to hear you explain yourselves more. But you have the captain of the guard and the chick who seems to hold some sway over them
Sure.
saying that. So if you suddenly put 2 of the guys asleep, because sleep affects a person with the lowest HP,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
what happens if the person...
Question for you.
Yes.
Actually, no, I'll save that for my turn. Because
Okay.
it'll be important for that later.
Right. So if you want to hold your action, that's fine. The next person up is actually one of the guards that is under the calm emotion spell. And he looks at the captain of the guards and he goes, "Sir, why don't... Yes, their story's a little bit fishy. Why don't we find out more information about them before we jump the gun? Because right now, 4 of them are hurt by a shatter spell. So they're like, oh god, you just casted magic on us. We're hurting. We really don't want to fight this." That is their version of calm emotions.
Okay.
Okay? The captain of the guard goes, "She gave us an order."
And you follow every order that she gives you, why? Without thinking?
We were told to follow her orders. And that's what the captain of the guard says. The next person to go is tied with Torlock. Dex mod, please.
Dex mod is 4.
You definitely good to go first.
I tried to be very
Now-
gentle with it.
The 2 people that are next to him, they still don't seem to want to have their weapons raised. And they're kind of like questioning, like, okay, what's going on? But the guy behind the guard of the captain still has his weapon, like, primed and ready. The guard himself has his heavy crossbow aimed.
And the chick in the cart is pissy too.
Yes. That is the current situation. And I'm just going to DM roll this. Had you not cast Shattered first, and you would have cast Common Emotions, it would have been an advantage toward trying to get this out of it. More negotiated standards, whatnot. But you have physically hurt these people already.
Right. I mean, one of us has cast a spell that's
Yes,
physically
and even if I
harming
pull up initiative and say, hey, I need to give you initiative, it's not you're in combat, it's you're in a situation
the
that
actions
has
have happened
increased.
first. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is why I ruled that.
Yep.
So, in this situation, if the guy were to hit me and I were to react, would that upset them?
If the captain of the guard were to attack you, then they would most likely not react because they are under the effect of calm emotions.
That's
It's if he strikes back in defense.
Correct.
Okay.
so. If he attacks me and I attack back,
That's the
That will
yeah,
cause
that would
something.
cause the
Yes.
harm. Yep.
You can continue to try to negotiate this if you so choose. You have 2 nailed at you and 3 that seem to be...
Okay. That's what I was worried about. So I chose very carefully to
oh, do I have that?
make sure it didn't land nice and flat.
When there's not water over there, I really don't mind. Or you do like my brother does.
I'm going to approach
I
with my
Throw damage.
shield and hammer, just normally walking up to him.
And the captain of the guards, he's got his crossbow like right at you if you're walking right up to him.
Yep. I'm going to walk right up to him.
Okay.
And I'm going to
Boop.
try to intimidate him.
Okay. Roll me an intimidation.
Actually, can I? No, I can't use nat 20 on that.
Well, we're in combat. So
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to use that.
The captain of the guard.
Add your modifiers.
Wow. Okay.
Which would be under...
Alphabetically skills down to the eyes.
You don't even have to worry about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm dead serious.
Okay.
He rolled a 2.
1/10 of what you
remember when you had that a little situation with the guards and they were like, oh,
Yeah.
intensify that by like times 2 because he like, what do you say? I should.
Are you really going to try to take me in for nothing, boy?
And the captain of the guards is like, your story is, it's just not right. There's no boats. We have no sorts of entertainment in the town. You've.
There's nothing illegal about that. How is it?
Then what were you doing?
Minding our own business. What were you doing?
I'm just escorting, and you hear from the wagon, hold your tongue. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold your tongue.
That's the story of that lady.
And the guard is like, But he's like visibly shaking. Like, I wonder. Mommy, why are my
Hard place. Hard place.
Mommy, why are my pants brown?
Why are they wet too?
It's moist. I don't like this.
Can't you see why I want to abandon this hovel?
It's my home. I'd like to see
Got
back to what
lots.
it was.
The
A lot
guard,
of rats to clean up.
he has dropped his crossbow, and he's like, "Ma'am, maybe we should hear them." The next two people to go are the common motions. The guy behind him, he has now kind of put his longbow down. And it's technically the next round of combat. We are going to keep initiative because
Yep.
this is not a threatening situation right now.
Right.
The only person who seems angry is the chick in the wagon. And Tyr, you will get to go first before she does.
Okay.
Can I see the book?
I don't trust this situation.
There ain't a single piece of dirt I trust about this.
So I'm going to do something stupid, because I'm good at that. And I'm going to vanish.
Oh, what a threat!
I didn't say threat. I cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. What Tyr?
What the?
And I'm going to start walking towards the wagon.
Okay.
From I was here.
Let's
There we
see, 2. Okay. Oh my. What is up with my dice?
They don't like you. They like us. That's fine.
Apparently.
Fine with this.
No, I mean, last time they were doing not so bad. But, except for the 3 ones I rolled in a row. No, they don't even notice. They don't see the dirt, dust, or anything like that. They're mostly focused on Intimidation Boy here, as well as Bongo Jongo, and the nice cleric. And the nice cleric who has this kind of just about her because she's just be still. She's a be still child.
Stays on the child.
No. Stop.
So the lady, you hear a very displeased sigh. You see this lady fully come out of the wagon now. She steps down. If you want to put the NPC, like, yes.
I'm going to point a finger at her.
It's
I'm
invisible.
invisible. She can't see me.
Neither can we.
I'm not telling you what finger I'm pointing at.
She steps down. I am Countess Vasteria of the Town Council. Name yourselves and explain to me why you have hurt my guards.
Let's lick down with it.
Now, Tyr, you would recognize her. She is actually Count Visteria. Vistera.
Alright, so Vistra's here.
Vistra. Vistera. Actually an NPC from the book.
And who is Vistera to me?
She would be, if you would rank her, the 3rd highest ranked town council member.
Is she as scary as the woman I just had dinner with?
If you looked at her, she would almost remind you of Ida, except for she's very strict on rules.
Awesome.
Then
I'm gonna stay hidden.
Now, you would recognize her though.
Yep.
And you would know that she has been gone from Saltmarsh for nearly 2 months.
Oh.
She was on an envoy sent to other towns to get supplies.
Well, that changes the story a little bit. While still saying invisible, because talking doesn't break that.
That's the thing you told me that because I didn't have it.
The only way to break invisibility is attacking or casting a spell.
Gotcha.
So, from my invisible state, I am going to call out, Saltmarsh isn't what you left behind.
And she... Who said that?
You might remember me, but I'm afraid to tell you my name.
And she goes, just name yourself, boy.
I'm no boy. But the Sea Princes ransacked the town just recently, and there is a coup happening underground in the city.
And I'm to believe this from an invisible man?
Yeah, and I'm gonna stay that way, but my name is Tyr.
Oh, dear God.
Now you know why I'm invisible.
And you visibly see the hands go, oh. And she goes, like, just calms herself down. And she's like,
You don't have to take my word for
Tyr,
it.
just reveal yourself. If you are truly Tyr, I will know it, and I understand that I will maybe not strangle you. You burnt a perfectly good dress at that dinner.
Okay, so I'm now standing directly behind her to her right.
Hi.
Like, her hand is like, and the captain of the guard's like, shit. He's like, I'm getting fired. Can't afford the new pants.
You don't have to take my word for it.
And I'm going to point to our friend.
He's been doing more work than I have to save the town.
Well, Alander, now that she stepped out, and he was like, he goes, oh, my lady, I am so sorry. And then she, not, like, dead looks at Alander, and she's like, oh.
Yeah, it's bad.
And she's like, no wonder why my missives have not returned. I wasn't due to come back for another month.
You might want to stay gone.
She goes, all right, everyone stand down. And
I'm going to walk over to the captain of the guard. No hard feelings.
and like, I mean, he's hurt a little bit. He's like, and he puts his crossbow and everything away. Now,
Are we
does
on
anyone-
initiative now? Okay.
does anyone happen to remember how this started?
With the folks on the front going,
Help. Yeah.
Just wanted to see if you remembered that or not.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't lost that.
Okay.
still feeling things out, baby.
The man and woman
Yeah, right.
have been still since this. And as
Vistera.
dang it,
You're welcome.
Vistera
You're welcome.
steps fully out of the wagon, steps down, kind of she's got jewelry out galore. She's got a nice embroachment coming down here. It goes like down to her, somewhat showing cleavage. Very elegant robes. They're colors of purple, black, red. She also has a very strange tattoo on her neck. Huh?
Would I recognize it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It is what almost looks like a whale. Vistera is one of the few remaining families that founded Saltmarsh. And her family, when they first came here, were whalers.
After giving the handshake,
Mhm.
I'm gonna walk up to Alander, who's here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna, as walking past him, there's something wrong here.
And he nods.
And I'm gonna go over here and sit down like I would normally, just, alright.
Well, that's good. So Alander goes up to Vistera. God dang it!
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh, my
Funny,
brain's gonna
actually.
be hurting now.
I love that. Super funny.
And Vistera goes, let's have a conversation off to the side.
I'm already off to the side.
Tear, shush. And so Alander and her walk just a little bit off, not too far, like maybe 15, 20 feet and
Can I
whatnot.
hear them from where they are?
If you wish to roll me a perception and roll higher than a 19.
I would like to roll a different, or I'd like to try a different trick.
Yes.
I would like to read lips.
They have their back turned to you. Huh?
Observant.
I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have it. Okay.
But I have an extremely high intelligence, which should help me do
Great.
that.
I rolled a 17 on the die.
Okay. You cannot hear them. But
I
Elander...
rolled a 17 on the die. I have a +6.
Oh, dear God.
Sorry.
Okay. I thought you meant...
25.
Yes. You can make out that Elander is telling her of the situation in Saltmarsh.
Okay. I want to focus specifically on her. I want to activate the ring and focus specifically on her to see what she's like. Listen to exactly what she's saying to see what's the truth and not what she's telling to Elander.
How far are you?
Where are they right now?
They're 20 feet away from the wagon towards Joe. Here.
Okay, well, I would have made my way up to the wagon here
Okay.
to check on, head around to check on
The people? Are you going to poke your head into the wagon or see what's inside the wagon?
Not yet.
Okay. You don't give a notice to that as you are walking by. What's the hand wave?
What are
I'm
you
doing something in game.
prestidigitation?
Oh, gotcha.
Playing.
Looking over to you.
Look.
Um,
Okay, yeah, okay.
Elander is slowly explaining what's happening. Tells her about the attack on the town, how the guards have been corrupted, how Galen Primewater is trying to take over the town, that there was a boat from Colin that came in with supplies, it was attacked. The town is in dire straits of supplies and whatnot.
Right.
She would have been an envoy for someone who gets supplies, trades. She uses her womanly charm and flirt
Sure.
to make sure that trade lines and routes stay as the way they are.
I'm going to put my hand on the guard's shoulder.
Who is now slightly shivering, but seems to be recovering slowly. You have a distinct smell of sweat coming from him.
Oh boy, aren't you glad that you didn't have to take us in? So, what you carrying around?
Get back to you in just a moment. The conversation will be happening simultaneously, by the way. And this Tara looks at him and she was like, well, it seems like I won't be going back to Saltmarsh anytime soon.
Anything?
Huh?
Is she telling the truth?
Oh, the ring's not glowing or anything.
Great. I'm gonna kind of be like this and kind of just be standing there. I don't know what else to do.
She's got a family in there. She's got a husband. She's got kids. But somehow Elander has, with his story and whatnot, has seemed to have convinced her that going to Saltmarsh would be a bad idea. And again, she is not supposed to be back for another month. She was just worried because
No missives. Yeah.
Yeah. The guard. By the way, Marcus, what are you doing? You just quietly beep booping over on your phone.
I'm looking something up, but yeah, I'm just watching.
Okay. Being too quiet. Don't like that.
He's plotting.
The guard's like, he goes, oh,
I
what?
don't know what to say.
What in the hell's happened?
A lot of unpleasantness in Saltmarsh, to be honest.
He kind of looks at you and he goes, really need to work on your story. That was just way suspicious. 5 people come out from around a hill and they're talking about wanting to play instruments and whatnot, and it's like, what are you, jesters? Where's your garments? Where's your harlequins? You know.
Well, we did get to see what was all here, didn't we?
And he looks at you and he goes, yeah, your friend here just kind of just smashed us with a spell.
You scared me.
And
You pointed a sharp thing at me.
did it fire?
I didn't give it a chance.
Noticed. And he's like, he's like.
And we're sitting there going, yeah, I know how you feel a little bit from that.
I'm gonna slowly make my way around to the front of the wagon to see what's wrong with the 2 people that were pulling the wagon
Gotcha.
in the first place.
The
So-
man and the woman, as you go around the wagon and whatnot, and you're just talking to the guard. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a
And I'm actually gonna kind of just have the kind of point to the guards to come in. So tell me what's all been going on. Where have you been? What's been going on there?
And it's mostly just tales of we're gone to this city. She's, and they give you the eyes of like she's done what she always does. And you know, when you get to the man and woman, they look like they are like you don't even have to roll perception for it. You can see that they are very unnerved. And the man looks at you and goes, "Oh, hi. How are you doing? Is everything all right back there? I mean, we saw spell casting and we were getting a fright worried."
Things seem fine. Why do you seem so nervous?
We're caravanners, and you attacked us.
No, nervous before you even stopped.
Your ring is glowing like
So
as they said they were caravanners. He goes. We were just hired to carry the countess to town.
Right, still glowing.
That is not glowing.
Oh, okay.
So that part's true.
But you seem so nervous. I'm just.
It was just, we didn't know if we should run or go. You were attacking. If they would have arrested you, everything would have been fine. You just would have gone to town and everything would have been fine.
But is everything not fine now?
Is there any more attacks coming?
We're not attacking now, are we?
No, but at the same time,
everything's fine.
and the female is like if she could sulk back through the wagon, like Homer Simpson through the shrub kind of thing. I mean,
Are you all right, ma'am?
she's, I'm fine. And that's all you get out of her.
I'm going to approach. Now that it's been a few minutes,
Okay.
I'm going to start approaching from the other side of the wagon.
I'm gonna make eye contact with you.
And the female, now that you come around, she's like T-8000, like,
Oh, my dear, you're so lovely. I'm gonna walk up and make her as nervous and uncomfortable as possible. I'm going to invade her personal bubble.
she gets up and she's like, dear, I'm good at.
As soon as she tries to leave, I want to wrap her in a big hug. It's okay, my dear. Nothing bad is happening.
And she lets out a shriek. She, like, don't touch me! Don't touch me, you filth! Ah! And, like, her husband, because now you noticed, he's like, what are you doing? And, like, he grabs his bojack.
I was trying to calm her down. She looked like she might have needed a hug.
You just attacked her caravan!
Wait, didn't.
No, I defended myself against a sharp, pointy object that was pointed at me.
And, like, he's like, get your hands off my wife! Or I'm gonna beat you senseless!
You can try, so I did to gods.
Like, the bojack's almost close to your head.
I've let her go.
Huh?
I've let her go. I'm just prodding him now.
Okay, he's like,
Thing to get.
dear, calm down. Go get some air and whatnot. So, the female darts to this side of the wagon, and she
Over
is
towards
gone.
me?
Like, yeah, she's like near you now.
How did she get between the horses and the wagon?
No, like, so she's like getting out of the wagon, like about to head it. Oops.
So she climbed down off the wagon.
No, she got up, and as she was turning to go into the wagon,
Oh, into the wagon.
Tear grabs her, hugs her.
Yeah.
The man's like, oh, girl, my wife! And
So
so
this
once
is
you get off her,
positions.
she's like climbing, just gone.
So she tries to get past.
So she's towards me now.
Yeah, she's down by your side.
Okay.
And this is like a 6-second kind of spree thing. She gets off and she starts walking away from the wagon.
I'm going to nudge my head this way, and I'm going to follow her.
So I'm sorry I didn't mean to upset your wife, but like I said, she looked like she needed a hug. You guys put us on a scare.
And he goes, it was nothing to do with us. Please, if you have any any other things, please speak to the mistress.
No, I'm speaking to you because you're the one that was leading the wagon and the horses, and you looked mighty scared before they even started threatening us. What is it that had you so nervous that you asked for help?
You just came up to the hillside and there was 5, and then he looks and he goes, help.
Yeah.
He looks and he goes, help.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't say help.
I could have swore that either you or your wife was sitting there at the head of the wagon and went, and I'm pretty good at reading lips. What happened?
I said, whelp.
Yeah, no.
Your ring is glowing.
I mean, my story was pretty bad, but yours is even worse.
And he just looks at you and he just immediately shuts up.
You know, if I asked the Countess what's going on with you, would she give me a different story?
And he just looks at you and doesn't say a word. And looks at his wife and he goes,
His wife is gone.
yeah.
I was gonna say, we're walking away.
Oh, well, no. She didn't walk with you. She walked down and off the wagon.
And she
And I followed her where she was walking.
She was walking this way.
Yep. Oh,
So-
this way?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would still have been in earshot of the lie that he told. That's why my ring glowed, but I'm still following her because she's not getting away from me.
Correct. And he goes, dear, I think it's time to get back on the wagon. Okay. Now, the good news is you're in the front and everyone's being distracted.
Right.
So,
Tell me them stories.
Command. Also, do I have to roll a check against it?
Oh, yeah, you do.
Okay.
You have to roll.
Oh, this is Elander.
Yeah.
So Elander's talking to Chicky-Poo.
Yes, and it looks like they're going to start walking back towards Torlock.
Okay.
Like they've talked, they've gotten
They're
it.
headed back towards Torlock.
Yes.
Okay.
Double check.
By the way, we do not have to take a break at 8:30 now.
Oh,
Okay,
We
great.
can take a break at 8 if we so
Like
choose.
we normally do.
Did they set off the grid?
I can't get on.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I need a
It will
wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. Okay. Let me see his wisdom. Oh God.
Get it?
Did you really roll a 20, you jerk? Okay, never mind.
The command doesn't seem to work. Whatever you were thinking about. He goes, darling, I think we should get back on the wagon and.
Hey, Countess, this guy's trying to kill you.
And he goes, what in the God's name is wrong with you, man? And the Countess, what?
Yeah, this guy's trying to kill you. Him and his wife are in league together. They're gonna assassinate you.
Tyr, where you at?
Right there in the front of the cart with him.
Next to the horses?
Yeah. I had to climb on the wagon to give his
You
wife
are on your way, and I need you to give me a dex save.
That would be a 13.
I'm gonna be fair about this. Tyr, you are now off the wagon.
Off the wagon?
If you climbed on the wagon to
He
give
was
her a hug,
on the wagon with the guy.
and when he whipped it, you went flying this way.
Physics doesn't allow that.
You can either choose to be grounded up by a wagon as it yanks forward.
This is where they sit.
Yes.
This is where they stand.
Yes.
If I'm standing here and the cart goes this way, how
he
do I
would
fly
shove
sideways?
himself
I would
backwards into
slam into the wall, wouldn't I?
Wait,
Or
actually, that's
into
true. I'm
the-
sorry. I
into
was
the-
thinking wrong.
That's
Okay.
why we're going, wait, that doesn't quite work.
I was thinking that when he would start, that you would lose your footing and fall that way.
No, because he's already up. Like he's not.
Correct.
stepping
You're on
up,
the
he's already
ledge.
up
I
on
forgot about the
ledge
ledge
with
part. Okay. You failed the dex save.
Okay.
So you can choose to do one of two things: fall into the wagon.
Yep.
Or fall off the wagon.
I would like to, I mean, if it's possible to fall inside with the family, that'd be just fine by me.
Okay. Well, there's no one in the wagon now.
He meant that she had family and everything in Saltmarsh.
Yes.
That's what he was talking about.
Yep, I would fall into the back of the wagon. That's fine by me.
Okay. The wagon has now started to just bolt for Saltmarsh.
This worked out better than I thought.
And the wife is like, what in the hell is going on?
I believe.
What did you do to my husband?
Is she like no glowy, nothing?
No
She's-
glowy, no
okay,
nothing.
Great. I'm gonna deactivate. Like I'm not gonna concentrate on the ring anymore.
Okay.
I still
That's
have
good
one use
because
of it.
that's good because you only have one charge left.
Yep. I was gonna say, I was checking them off as I was going, and I said, "It seems your husband is deceiving you, dear."
And she's like, my God, what? I don't. And like she's visibly.
I'm gonna like.
Whoops! I was.
I'm gonna do the whole hand around her and like bring her back to the group and bring her back towards. She seems a bit distraught.
And like the Countess is like, that was my ride, you know. And Elander's like,
Anybody seen Tia?
Last I saw Tia, he was on the wagon.
yeah, and
So they're absconding with Tia.
Tyr. And Marcus is over here doing absolutely finger up his butt.
Ding, 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 ding.
You can have more interaction with the story. It's okay.
Bye, Tyr.
Tyr, you're about 50 feet. And the horses are booking it.
I suggest you bring him to a halt, otherwise I might have to do something uncouth to you.
He has his bowjack out and he is about to try to beat you while he is.
While he's trying to like.
A
Conduct
large
conversations?
sword made out of pure shadow appears in my hand. Which one do you want to try? My other spells are this.
He tries to smack you with the bowjack, so I'm gonna do it to hit.
That's fine.
Oh, what's your AC?
My AC is 13.
Okay, does a 19 hit you with your reactive?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
But I'm not using-
He
I'm
actually
not
connects
using-
with the bowjack.
I'm not using my reaction.
Okay.
I really wanted. I actually was hoping he did hit me because then I can claim self-defense.
You actually take 5 points of damage. He
Awesome.
smacks you good.
That's
Wow.
from a boat.
No kidding.
He was like.
And I was slightly off kilter too. So I'm gonna turn around and after he smacks me with it. Ow. Well, your choice. And I'm gonna use the other nat 20.
Okay.
And I am going to use. I'm going to use this weapon and thump him with it.
Like hilt or
Yeah,
sword?
with the hilt.
Okay.
So,
But I can't do subdual damage with it.
Okay. What weapon is this and what spell or something?
It's called Shadow Blade.
Okay.
It is a pure. It is a sword made out of shadows.
Okay.
And when I strike with it, when I hit with it, it does psychic damage.
Ouch.
Okay. Well, you got a nat 20, so do your damage.
Ow.
24 points of damage.
You killed him. Like you took the hilt right through his.
Well, okay. Let me try this a slightly different way. I'm not trying to kill him. Maybe I can Luke Skywalker him.
Okay.
Oh.
The problem is you rolled a crit,
Oh.
so.
Aimed hit.
Oh, okay. We're. Oh, alright.
Oh,
Gotcha.
oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
Gotcha.
Maybe I
Okay.
can Luke Skywalker him instead. Good enough.
And the bowjack that was in his other hand went flying because he's now. And the reins of the horses are now just
They've dropped.
gone.
Yep.
So the horses are not being.
Fulfill your destiny.
Yep.
Stop.
And stop these horses.
And now I'm gonna have to figure out how to stop the horses.
Yes. Here.
Good luck with that.
The reins are now gone. They are
Yeah.
under.
Oh, now I can do something with that. I'm gonna grab with Mage Hand and pull the reins back to me.
Okay,
And whoa!
okay, so you're doing that, and this guy is like.
Quick table styles.
Yeah, seriously.
Bro.
You get about 110 feet away from where the party was. They've made it pretty decently down the road.
Yep.
Before you slowly got him to stop and whatnot. And this guy is like, he's trying to jump out of the wagon and just book for Saltmarsh with his hand horribly bleeding.
You'll die before you get there.
And you just running. Pure adrenaline is what's fueling this guy right now. He's 30 feet away from the wagon.
Sleep.
Roll your dice. Don't pull Marcus.
Hey, look. I'm not gonna get arrested.
So I'm just saying that when you cut his arm off, he took half damage.
Well, that's 16.
If 25 was going to kill him, then you only need to do 12.
Yeah. What'd you get?
16, 20, 25.
Oh! His arm is still bleeding pretty bad.
I will do what I can to mend his arm.
Do you
Which is not made of wood,
do you have-
stone,
Now, of
or
course,
glass.
all you guys who are back there, wagon's gone. Guards are like,
Oh, I'll have to do this the hard way then.
chase after the wagon? Like, this Terra is like, that's my wagon, fools! And they're just like,
I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way.
Oh God!
Now,
He'll wake up.
hang on, you hear,
And he fainted because of pain. Of course
Yes.
he did. Oh, that's
Well, he's
Okay.
bleeding.
how did you exactly flame
I have
Stomp.
I have a torch and tinderbox.
Oh God!
oh
I
my
did it the
God!
old-fashioned way.
Huh?
I did it the old-fashioned way.
Yep.
Oh!
That is the old-fashioned way.
Yep.
Well, the stump that he has for I'm assuming that you cut it here
I was
because you
right
don't
this
you
area.
wouldn't want to cut it here because he'd be dead.
Right. I mean, somewhere in the middle of the forearm.
Okay, so Stumpy now.
Why would he be dead if you cut it?
Because of the,
Oh, yeah.
Because of how much fun. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he got and the guards are clank, 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 clank as they're running towards the wagon and whatnot. Alander and the Countess are just like,
Oh, that was amusing.
and they look over to you guys and they go, "What the hell?"
Don't look
I'm
at
sorry,
me.
I'm
I was
sorry.
talking to you guys.
Let's make this more D&D like.
I-
What the hell?
That beats me.
I'm going to, with the wife of the,
She is.
she's stoning faith. I believe her husband, and I point to her, and I'm in front of the Countess at this point. I believe her husband is in league with someone bad in Saltmarsh. He lied to me twice.
And the Countess looks at you and she goes, "How do you come by this information?"
I was given a ring that tells me when people lie to me.
And she looks at you and she goes, "Did it happen to be a female wench of a tiefling?"
I believe so.
I wish she would burn that wench.
But she just helped you, so...
I wish she would burn on the first level of hell. That witch.
Regardless, he lied to me twice.
And she looks at you and she goes, "Yeah, she gave me this nice brooch. You see here? I can't take it off."
Oh, I'm sorry.
I get off!
Dear. I heard boobs.
I heard boobs. I'm sorry,
Let
but
me take a closer look.
what does the brooch do?
She was like, "That's for me to know and you to hopefully never find out."
Does it hurt you?
And she
yeah,
she looks at you and she goes, "It mostly hurts other people who are around me. Don't worry, you're not in danger yet." And when she said that, it's like, I'm an evil bitch.
But it
That's
seems...
good to know.
I was gonna say, but that seems to help you, though, doesn't it?
And she goes, it has its purposes.
Right.
I will say it is rather pretty.
And she goes, well, I hope you don't see me at night. And... she goes back to later talking to him, and she's like, they'll go retrieve my wagon, and I guess I'll head back to Helms.
And I'm going to load the now one-armed man onto the wagon and wait for the guards because, well...
It takes them a good 30 seconds to get there, and they're just like...
Hop on, I'll give you a ride back.
They get marched, they get back in the wagon and whatnot. The wagon gets turned around.
He's a threat to the Countess, so keep an eye on him.
The guard with the longbow is just like...
At point blank range, got it.
Like, I'm pretty sure he sneezes. Oh, sorry, man. You can breathe through your forehead now. It comes back. Marcus is still doing nothing.
So, sorry about the chaos there, ma'am. But yeah, these guys are a threat to you. He wouldn't have run off once I started
At least
accusing
the
him.
husband. The wife doesn't seem to even have a clue.
And she's just like, I don't even...
She's catatonic.
Like, she's like, I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Oh.
Why? And then she looks at the husband. What happened to his arm?
He attacked me. I had to defend myself.
She's like, what did I do to deserve this? What? And like, she seems like, the Countess just walks over to her and she just goes, whack! Right across the face, and she was just like, I do believe you have a job. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And she comes back in the wagon. She's like, oh, what did you do? What have you done to me?
I'll be fine.
I can help him, but he needs to be in chains because I don't want him as a threat to their...
The guy with the longbow just goes, he won't move.
Very well.
How do you attach it to his other hand?
I'm just going to make sure he has more health. I don't...
I'm saying, how do you put a man with one hand in chains?
He actually seems to be... He seems to be okay.
Does he? Do I need to do a medicine check? Do you want me to do that? Just
Yeah, I was going to say, if you wouldn't mind roll medicine.
No, I don't.
He's pale from blood loss.
13?
He's
13.
Pale from blood loss. Maybe a slight healing spell would
Oh, yeah.
assist, but,
I mean,
the arm ain't coming back on.
So, but no. But he's at least the wound is at least cauterized. I see this obviously. Yes. He's not going to bleed to death.
He probably won't bleed out, but he's gonna need some grape juice or something.
Sure. I mean,
he donated blood to the land.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to be after I do the medicine check on him, then see that he's fine. I'm not going to waste a spell on him.
Gotcha.
They can deal with him later.
The Countess goes, well, this has been entertaining.
Has it?
At least memorable, right?
Yeah, and she goes, I guess I'll head back to Helms and see if I can do something about Saltmarsh.
Welcome home, football chick.
Hey, welcome.
And from there, the party will take our break that we'll have for 30 minutes. We'll be back shortly after that. And we'll see what we proceed. Will they go to the mine? Will they be seduced by the Countess to go to Helm's Deep? We never know. Stay tuned. Goodbye.
See you in a bit.
See you next.
Leave it.
And we'll see what we proceed. Will they go to the mine? We are back! Yay!
Hey, everybody!
No one actually got murdered! Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, well,
got maimed.
Stumpy. Oh.
Yep.
Alright, so that is where we were at. Oh god, what's this? Yes.
Yep.
The group is all around each other now. The horses have been, and the cart have been drawn back. Stumpy is still passed out from
Shock.
blood loss, shock, and hopefully he doesn't wake up because he might be eating an arrow to the forehead. I heard that's really good for life choices.
A lot of iron in
I'm
that.
gonna help you with that problem you have. What problem? Breathing.
The Countess has approached all of you, and she's, guards have got everything all settled down. They're coming back on the wagon. They're heading back to Helm's Deep. And she looks at Inlander and she goes,
No relation to Midland.
huh?
No relation to
Midgard?
Middle Earth.
Am I saying it wrong? What am I saying wrong? What is it? How is it?
Helm's Deep is the place in Middle Earth.
Oh my god. What Helm's... Wait, no, it is actually called Helm's Deep. What
It
is
is.
it?
It is.
God damn it! I was sitting there going, wait a minute, no. I looked that map up. Screw you.
Being a DM for this long, having that kind of lore is fun.
Alander is, he's pretty much gone over the plan with her, like what they're going to do. And she was like, well, it'll take a week or so to get people up here to help. If she kind of looks at it and she goes, but right now it's word by mouth. And I can see that there is something going on, especially with that situation. And she was like, I can assist.
Sorry. In your
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
In your phone.
Why are you not turning off? There we go.
Here.
Sorry.
She's, I can assist. It will be
I'm gonna
sometime.
start docking you points every time that happens.
You can blame me. That was all me. Set an alarm, please. Aaron's phone, go.
Then she goes, hopefully I'll come back to better news.
That's
And
the
she-
idea.
Yeah, and like, she goes, do keep an eye on my family. I'm sure they're fine. And
How will
she,
we know? How will you know who to trust?
And she goes, well, simple. If that man tried killing me, I just trust no one.
I like her.
Good plan.
And she goes in there. The captain of the guards helps her back into the wagon. She sits down and she pops her head back out real quick and she goes, "Oh, and thank you for not killing my guards." And sits down. And the woman that you so helped and calm down, she's like, "Off to Helm's Deep."
Have a safe journey.
She gives you a look of just absolute disdain for, one, making her husband Stumpy, and two, probably, hugging her and whatnot. She's not so much liking you.
That's fine.
I'm gonna look straight at her. Stay safe.
She's like,
I'll miss you.
so that was the random encounter for that situation.
That was crazy.
Is there still 20?
Nope.
No. Okay.
He used.
I used
I didn't use any of
And I use the. Yep.
Yes.
I was gonna
And
say,
that
he
fireball
got
would have been a very interesting situation. Wagon! Alright, you're on the road. That was what happened.
We're heading to the mines.
Your whalers on the moon carrying a harpoon. Got it.
Well, that was
So
interesting.
what did she say to you, Ellen?
And he kind of looks at me and he goes, "You know what an asp is?"
It's a serpent. Yes.
It's a long metal rod. It's telescopic. Takes people out at the knees.
Wrong thing.
You're
Not wrong,
wrong.
actually.
Referring to the stuff.
And he goes, "You just met one."
Interesting.
marathon.
So we didn't get bit by the asp. We're fine.
We're still alive and breathing. She is a very adept sorceress.
So we're lucky we're not dead. Great. But I think we've possibly made an ally.
He goes, if she says she'll give aid, and especially with her family there, she's very protective of her family. I'm surprised she didn't head straight into Saltmarsh and cause a swarm of things.
Why is that?
You remember that brooch that she was talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she crossed paths with Azul, and Azul, being ever so kind, gave her that brooch for her to wear. At night, she turns into her true form.
Does she speak parcel mouth?
Does she turn into a snake?
There you go.
Interesting. Interesting.
More like a naga.
Oh.
Very
Those give me kind of pretty.
We're moving while we're talking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I figured.
I was gonna say we're not
And
sitting
he
here.
was like, "It's a well-known secret. Please keep that under wraps."
Oh,
but I figured,
A well-known secret.
I'm sorry, a well-known, not a well-known.
Gotcha.
You
Gotcha.
got it,
I
man.
get
You smell what I'm cooking,
And we
right?
just told it to a bard. Not a secret anymore.
This bard's closing up shop, I think.
I feel like if you keep names out of the tales would be interesting. Easy enough.
Names and dates have been changed. Innocent. Mainly me.
All right, you are continuing on down the road. It is now heading towards evening, and you are still decently away from the mine. Marcus, you haven't rolled me anything.
I did.
What'd you roll me?
Way back when, the first encounter.
I'm getting that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, no, I saw.
Oh, I'm
wait,
sorry.
I saw.
Who am I missing that hasn't rolled encounter dice yet? Tear! Tear be a deer. And
Cheer, dear.
Oh. Which die?
20.
9.
9?
I think. Yeah, 9.
Or 6.
5. Let me see where the dot was.
The light is starting to fade. There doesn't seem to be much traffic other than just maybe 1 or 2 people, and they just...
Back to haunt. Damn.
I don't know what happened in that situation.
Vistra equals worse snake. Got it. That's gonna come back to haunt me.
She's going to murder you, Krabby.
Or murder you for messing up her name a couple of times.
I did not mess up her name. Vistera is her name.
Almost said Vistra, like
Well,
twice.
because someone put the freaking idea in my head.
I'm innocent.
Minus
No, it's not.
minus 50 DKP.
Many webs.
Handle it.
Side.
The light's starting to fade. Those who have dark vision, you're good to go. Those who can't see, it's starting to become an issue.
Ice walk.
The path is the path. You still got probably a couple hours of walking before you even heads or tails of the mine.
Do they want to put a light out or no?
I think he's asking the lander. Or us, I guess, too.
Actually, I would say,
I mean, do you want to continue in the dark or what?
well, about Islander. If we light up our way,
He goes, if we start walking down the hillside, we're most likely going to trip, fall, break our necks, or something is going to come and say hi to us. If we keep walking down the path,
So about how far are we from the mines?
I would say probably 2-3 hours.
so what if we make camp here and when that first light?
Because it'd probably be a better situation. The goblins around here would probably be the most thing that would give us issues right now. There's,
Goblins, great.
and he goes, they're very scarce. In fact, and then he starts to ponder it, and he was like, in fact, I haven't had any reports about them for a couple of months.
Great, which means we'll find them.
Right. That's alright. That could be both good or bad.
Yeah.
It's freaking cold out there!
Yes, it is.
Feel this!
Honey,
That is like you just shoved like.
You do see I shaved my beard. That was directly on my skin.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had to.
Hold on.
that was not polite.
Not really.
Hold on. Apply directly to the Marcus.
Alright, so, yeah, lots to use chill touch.
No, wait, hang on. It's not. Wait, it is
It's
cold.
not cold,
It
it's
is
not
neither
touch tap.
There you go.
There's neither touch nor cold.
Alright, so let's hop off the trail a little bit and make camp.
He goes, the only thing that would be in this area is the, quote, haunted house.
Great.
Well, we can avoid that. We're sleeping in the woods.
Haunted house. And if you're blonde, definitely open this creaky door.
And hide behind the chainsaws.
Always go upstairs first.
The hooks are
Never
fashion
light
shape.
anything. Go in the dark. It's the best thing to do.
Wait, I'm a virgin. I'm gonna die first.
I highly
With how-
doubt
wait,
that,
I
Kieran.
got that backwards.
Yeah, I was about to say, with Lily, I'm pretty sure one or two or several dozen nights. But anyway.
Several dozen minutes.
So yeah, let's just make camp somewhere here in the woods and I'll take first watch.
Alright, I'll take second.
Alright. Who's gonna roll me that dice first?
I got first watch.
Do your thing.
Oh,
Fun.
Is it a 20? Is that
Hang on. Let me.
what is your watch die?
A D20.
It's a D20.
That's what I was at.
Do. Never mind. The first watch seems to go pretty smooth. A couple hours pass and it's
I
time
want to
for
make sure
sure.
that whatever little campfire we have going on is stoked and I mean, I'm not
Plenty-
making a bonfire, but I'm
there's-
definitely making sure it's lit.
Plenty of material you can grab.
And then I'm gonna curl up and kick whoever's gonna wake up next.
Number 2.
Love of my life.
Ah,
Completely new.
11.
11.
That's raw 11.
Second watch goes pretty smooth. Nothing really happens. Twilight gives away to a little bit of dawn, and you're all level 4. Wow, ding sound.
Wow. Okay.
You technically never leveled until you fell asleep, so
Okay.
just wanted to point that out.
Okay. So he's gonna poke me out of my meditative state.
Being she doesn't need much for sleeps.
Yeah,
So I'm actually at full.
you're good.
Should be because I did 2 hours if I go by. If
Oh, you guys were doing
watches.
2 hours each? I thought you were doing 4.
4
I have
hours.
no idea.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
doing 4 hours.
yeah, you've been fine. After
Well,
his first
do
watch.
we need to do 4 hours each? Because like, how much? If
40
there's 4 of us,
Oh, yeah, that's
if
true.
we do 2,
Two.
4, 6, that's 8 hours of sleep. If
Alright.
we do 4 people. on
I'm sorry,
watch.
I misunderstood that. Please rule you'll die, girl.
16.
So all hands will definitely come.
Again, it seems pretty smooth.
And I'm gonna make sure while I'm on watch for the 2 hours that my ring gets sunlight.
Gotcha. Well, Don will do that when you.
Well, right, but if we're in the woods, I need to make sure that the sunlight.
Oh, yeah,
hits.
yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Oh, there's a little ray right here. Oh, I'm pretty.
See my ring, sunrise. See my ring.
I'll do a dance for you.
More so, I'm going to find a rock that it's hitting on the floor and do this in it while I'm sitting on watch.
All right. So, Marcus, you would take the last march. What?
Last part.
Huh?
16.
Same thing. It is now dawn. You are decently lit in the woods that you have found. A little short trees.
In the last 10 minutes, I will do inspiring later.
Ah.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
HPs.
Is that plus 9?
and
That's 9. Wow.
I am going to blow my first level spell. No, I won't blow it yet. I'll wait until.
Alander has come out of the woods and he's got some deer meat.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm sorry,
Well,
down
nice
here.
and
Rabbit,
warm.
rabbit.
Alright. Pennies, that's fine.
Rabbit? Okay.
Rabbit. Sorry.
It's like,
Don't know why I said deer.
I don't know.
He's got some rabbit meat to eat. Cook it up.
Cooking deer.
Eat it. Nom nom nom.
Rabbit stew in the morning.
Yeah. Now, does anyone have?
Really?
Does anyone?
Accident.
I know.
Does anyone actually have cooking utensils or whatnot? Are you just like sticks on a?
Probably sticks on a. I mean, I don't
Sticks
have
on a meat?
anything. I mean, I'm not really.
Because you said stew, and I'm just like.
Oh no! I mean, I think he was kidding. Like we could
Okay.
probably just roast the rabbit on a spit.
Would
I've
a
got
mess,
some
would a
fighters
mess
that can
kit
help
contain
Yeah.
and whatnot.
A mess kit usually contains like
pots and that kind of stuff, or would that be?
A mess kit will have a small cooking pot, utensils, and
So we could do it like a rat stew type thing then.
Hey, if you want to hit it up, hit it up. I'll give you a +1 to your HP just for that.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm decent. And I figured that if you eat really good food, and also I play WoW, so.
You mean like in our temp or what?
It's, yeah, yep.
So we all get
So
what,
plus
plus one
10
more
today.
Yep,
for
just +1 HP.
plus 10 in total.
so 10
Yes.
in total. That's nice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It might have been because I don't like the number 9.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
but
sucks because it's gonna be 9 from here on out.
I don't
Damn
know
it.
if
Does it
you-
go up again?
When I hit level 5, or my
Um,
charisma goes up 2 more points.
Yes. Alright. Lander, you guys have 8. Dawn is now given away to the morning. You are.
Unless you want me to make it 10, I can make it 10.
for his piece of money. I mean, you know,
I
I'm okay with
really
plus
do not
10.
like the number 9. So, anyway.
Why?
You got. I don't know.
We'll talk about it later. It's fine.
Yes. You're about 2.5 hours, 3 hours out from the mine, depending on what pace you're traveling at. If you take the path will split.
Oh, yeah, that's a-
One traveling towards Helm's
Is
Deep,
that
not
proper?
exactly directly to Helm's Deep,
Some of the weaker classes
and then
has-
one will take you to the mine.
These are our guys, so we're following in.
Yes.
We'll make sure that we
The
put
terrain does get difficult if you would get off the path. It is not like hills, mountains, that kind of thing, but it
But
is.
rocky and
Yes.
gotcha.
But to be clear, we did break camp. We made sure the fire was out, that
Oh.
type of thing.
Gotcha.
While we're breaking camp and all that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spend that hour of time summoning my bird back.
That's a good idea.
And I'm going to have my bird scout ahead.
100 feet, correct?
Um,
That's the limit.
yes.
Okay.
Let me double check.
Okay, cool.
Yes. You will get to the path unhindered. That would split to go head towards Helm's Deep and whatever to the mine. You did, on your way, passing down that path, have signs that say, "Beware, haunted house! Ooh, cursed lands!"
Well, that sounds like fun.
Yes.
You can stop now. But I've waited so long to say it. Please let me say it. I haven't said it in such a long time. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
Yeah, no, like, there's actually signs that, like, don't go this way. Your soul will be ate. They serve Chick-fil-A on Sundays. You know.
100.
Gotcha. Okay.
How did you get it in? Did you tip it on its back or its front?
I want to say.
Do you want to just get a visual?
I want to say put the backrest down,
Okay.
so the feet are horizontal.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to head towards Helm's Deep? Not the direct path to Helm's Deep, or do you
No,
want
we're
to
heading to the
continue to
doors.
the mine?
We're heading to the mine.
Heading to the mine.
We're following a lander. Lander's taking us to the mine. I assume.
All right. Roll me an encounter dice. One of you four. Choose wisely.
17.
Choose wise.
All right. You get about 45 minutes into your journey down this
No more me rolling the dice. Each time I've rolled.
down this path. Now, your bird can scout. You can telepathically talk to each other,
Yep. So
but
if there's anything
you don't have vision because you're not working.
I don't. Right, but it can communicate to me what it sees.
Okay.
Anything.
Now, that telepathic link is 100 feet, or is it?
It is 100 feet.
Okay, so how high is the bird?
The bird is going to be above the treetops, assuming it's normal trees. They're only going to be, what, 8 feet high?
Yeah.
10 feet high? So we'll put him at 40 feet up,
Okay.
and then another 40 feet ahead.
Gotcha.
What do you mean?
Or not 8 feet.
I would, like,
Sorry.
no, it's
He's going to be about 40 up and 40 out.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
he's still within the 100 feet range.
Gotcha.
And
Super short.
I'm just going to have him.
I thought when you said 8, you meant 8.
Shrubbery.
And I was like,
I know. I'm just making fun of you. I'm sorry.
She's just making fun of you.
Your bird sends a message back to you that says there are kobolds gathering berries, or at least it's what it looks like. There is a lizard folk that is around them, heavily armed.
Hold on, guys.
Well,
I need to do something real quick.
I don't like it when you do that.
There's something wrong.
Well, I guess
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm going to
work.
I'm gonna work. I'm gonna look through my bird's eyes real quick. It saw something, and I want to make sure I understand what it's saying.
Didn't you faint the last time you did that?
It's not that I faint. It's that I'm out of my body.
All right.
So
I'm gonna.
Sort of like a
Arm.
I'm just gonna sit down by a tree.
Make sure he doesn't like fall over.
And when I look through my bird's eyes, do they seem to be wearing red bandanas on their legs?
The lizard folk and kobolds are not wearing red bandanas on their legs. Now, if you take a moment back and remember, Elender never said that the kobolds and lizard folk wear the bandanas, just his men.
We don't have any toe straps or rope, do we, that we can part with? Okay. Like, the tailgate won't shut by literally that much.
Oh, that'll be fine. As long as they don't drive like idiots, that'll be fine. That thing's heavy enough, it shouldn't slide.
Okay. Well, I'm a girl, so I can't say stuff like that. It has to come from someone with a penis.
Tell them that's what I said.
Gotcha. Sorry, that was on stream.
Yep.
So, stream.
Get my hugs out of the way.
That's Loxy.
No, I'm not wrong.
Yes. They're not wearing bandanas, but you do recall Elender saying his men, his loyal men, wore the bandanas.
Right. So I'm gonna watch them just a little bit. How far away are they from the dwarven city?
Oh, you still got like another hour.
Can my bird see that far from its angle?
If it goes
I'll
up,
email it to you tonight.
brofest me dad. Brofest me hard.
Wait, one more. That was that good for you too?
Yeah.
And then our powers combine.
Krabby, activate power number 2.
Let it burn from your eyeballs.
No, power number 2 is
power
clip.
number 2 is, yeah.
Clip.
As in, put it on the internet forever.
Gotcha. Alright. If your bird flies up, it can clearly see the mine. There is campfire coming from it. Can't really see.
Right.
Like,
And how far are they from our current position?
about 150 feet-ish.
And then I'm gonna come back to myself. So there's a lizard folk and some kobold about 150 feet away gathering berries.
What looks like berries.
Would that be your guys?
The lander. I say you're like, my soul.
The eyes are doing a flicker thing and all of a sudden, yeah, so.
The lander goes, well, they do gather.
Did you see any rocks that were covered in red or whatever?
You wouldn't see that one just yet. Just
Okay.
yet.
No.
He goes, well, they do gather. I mean, we don't have supplies coming to the mine, so we have to find some sort of food.
About how many did you see? Kobolds.
Did you see the bands?
They didn't have bands on them, but I'm not sure Lander gave them bands. He didn't mention it.
And
To
Lander
the
goes,
best of my knowledge.
no, I
There we go. Thank you, Krabby.
He goes,
Now a thing.
he goes, no, we didn't get bands. The kobolds, the lizard folk, they're so they're the
How do we
men.
know if they're friends?
Only one way to find out.
All right.
He
We're
goes,
gonna go
he goes,
scare some lizards.
yeah, he goes, any of you speak Draconic?
No.
No.
best than I say what we need to say.
Probably
That's
good
fine. I'm
idea.
gonna back you up with my, sparkly fingertips.
Yeah.
Let's not use magic.
I could always ask my ghost friend to come out and play.
Honestly, your ghost friend only seems to appear at one location.
Fair enough.
Alright, so let's go check this out. If anything, we're gonna have kobold for dinner tonight.
4 kobolds, 1 lizard folk.
Meat's meat.
What does kobold taste like?
I don't know yet.
Lander's like, they do speak common.
What does kobold taste like?
I don't know yet.
Oh, dear God. And, you're walking up and whatnot, and you hear almost kind of like a thunderous yell, but not throaty, very throaty. As one of the kobolds spots you and darts, heading towards the lizard folk. The lizard folk runs up, and he's got a spear, a shield, he's got a helm, he's in leathers, and he stands there and
Oh, it's cute.
he starts speaking in Draconic to Elander, and Elander speaks back to him, and he kind of looks.
Wow.
He looks at you 4.
It's like
He's just not
perfect.
Yeah.
He looks at you 4. Yeah, almost dead on. Looks at you dead 4. Looks at you.
We're not dead
God,
yet.
We're not
We're
dead.
not dead yet.
Words are hard tonight.
Freudian slip. Animated armors.
He puts his spear back. He kind of throat yells again, and the kobolds
I had my feet crossed.
go back to gathering and whatnot, and then a lizard folk that you didn't see descends a tree with a crossbow on his back.
Well, at least they didn't kill my bird.
And then from behind you, another lizard folk
Shoots an arrow at your bird.
descends the tree,
Right.
a crossbow on his back, and they come.
She? No?
As it poops in your eye.
You gotta do the finger test.
Oh, sorry.
Not doing that. Oh my god.
That was disgusting.
That was
So,
You can tell. Okay, you're not.
I'm gonna sleep myself so I don't have to see that again.
Don't worry, you're all under a tent, so it won't affect you.
put me on the 2.
That might called you thing.
It's gonna be a decent size.
Oh yeah. Isn't it? Ravens are huge.
The 2 lizard folk
Okay,
speak
never
to
mind.
themselves
Yeah.
and whatnot, and the 2 guys that have crossbows on them are now with your party.
I'm guessing they're friendly.
And Elander turns to you and he goes, "They'll be escorting you back to the mine. There has been no trouble, it seems."
You're coming with, right?
And he goes, "Oh, of course, but you have 2 lizard folk next to you. Let's make sure you don't cast shatter on them."
They haven't threatened me.
Well, the other party didn't exactly threaten you. And he says that.
Yes, they did.
He pointed his crossbow at me.
They were being hostile in that situation.
I didn't give him a chance to.
I noticed.
Although I have an idea next time that happens.
Do you?
I do.
He has lots of ideas.
And he goes, "Gentlemen, let's be on our way. And ladies, sorry. Gentlemen and ladies, let's be on our way."
Yeah, you got it.
Alright, folks. We're gonna skip this ahead a little bit.
I've never ever thought of
I
that.
thought of it just about when we were coming off a break.
That's all. That's damn near genius.
Right?
Oh my
It
god.
worked.
I'm gonna use it.
Anyway.
Krabby, please fireball.
I wish I had Mage Hand.
Anyway, you get to the outskirts of the mine. The rock, by the way, was not painted red.
Yay.
Good.
It was painted clear.
It was painted neon clear with a hint of magenta.
The rock is green. That
It
means
has a lot of moss on it then.
You get to the outskirts of the mine.
Somebody painted a 20 on it.
There are
Wait, which way?
very
19 and a...
there are very shitey kobold tents. There are nice looking lizard folk huts. And then there's actually cabins and whatnot for the dwarves. There is a very, very bearded dwarf. And I mean, this thing is like, it's gray.
So, dwarf.
Yeah, dwarf.
We're talking like, he might as well be just called
Gandalf got cut off at the nipples or what?
like we're talking like this guy's probably been growing it for like as long as the world has been old.
You are just ridiculous most days, for the record.
And this dwarf comes stumbling over you. He's decently old. He walks up and he goes, "Where the hell you been, Lander?" Lander looks at him and he goes, "Had to go get some friends, and unfortunately Saltmarsh is now lost to the cause."
You could say that.
The dwarf kind of just straightens up and
Mostly for...
the stein that he had in his hand hits it down and he goes, "Well, fuck me."
No, I'm good.
No, thank you.
And he goes, "None of you look good enough anyway." He goes, "By the way, the kobolds are smelling something fierce. The lizard folk are getting very antsy. And my kin are not exactly kind. We're not doing so well with the kobolds."
Nobody anywhere is doing well around this cursed place.
And he looks at you and he goes, "You seem friendly."
Used to be.
Crawl up his ass.
A lot of magic negativity in town.
And out.
And he
And
goes,
out.
"Well, I haven't been there in age. I don't really care. I like this place better. Just don't like the smell. Smells getting..."
Is there a problem with bathing?
Huh?
Is there a problem with them bathing?
"Do you see water around here?"
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the terrain. I
"Use your
haven't
eyes,
scouted
lass. Do you see water?"
much. Not at the moment, but you're welcome to scout.
With the mind.
And yeah, he's getting sassy. He's also a little bit drunk too. Very clear. So, and he goes, "The water's drying up, Lander. We need water."
The ocean is that direction.
Decently far away.
You can't.
I know.
You can't drink that.
I mean, now that you've entered, now that
But
you've
you
entered the
can bathe in
mine,
it.
it
I
is
suppose.
not a hillside. It is pretty mountainous.
The ocean is that direction.
Yeah, salt water would probably be something that would be curing that smell.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
it's
they would get,
cleansing.
water brought to them. They don't exactly have that source right now, so water's getting pretty scarce. Food isn't so bad. They can go hunting. They got a decent amount. That they have more mouths to feed now, so that's not helping. And he goes, "We're not going to be able to keep this up for much longer. We need to figure out a way. Something. Anything."
Where did your water come from before?
And he goes, "Oh, you got a plan?"
No.
Where did
We
your
have a
water
shadow
come from
of a
before?
man.
You got rains? You see rain?
No, I was
Not a
just...
cloud in the sky. That's good. You're observant. Looks at you and he goes, "Plan?"
We have the shadow of a plan, like I said.
We do.
Well, sort of.
And I like to wipe my ass with silk, but we surely don't have that, so...
I think you
Well,
need
something
to
better.
At least we got
alcohol.
something a little bit more than that.
Wait, you wipe your ass with silk?
Well, damn Skippy.
What a waste of silk.
I like the feel of it.
Never tried that. I've always been a soldier operation, so... a lot of leaves there.
Just glossing past that.
Anyways.
Let's just continue.
Won't tell you about the poison ivy incident.
And it's like, well, it's better than wiping your ass with a beard. He goes,
That was probably
he goes, "We got
because you're coming around this way.
3-4 days of drinking water. Mine is still full of gold. We've discovered another silver vein. Love to stay there. Love to mine it. Can't do it when you can't drink." And he goes, "And
what we might have.
this is more important right now."
What's in the mind? I get you. What we are intending to do is borrow some of that gold to
And you say that, and he's like, huh?
you said the water is much more worthwhile than the stuff that's in there, right?
I don't think you get what I'm getting, lad. No water, no mine. No mine, we ain't staying here.
Right. So, if all that happens...
Wait.
We can't live if there's no water.
Shut up. I'm trying to talk. Let the adults speak. You need water here.
Yes.
And there's an ocean right over there.
No, the ocean's actually decently far.
Okay, where's the nearest source of water?
The nearest source of water would be, if you head southeast, there is a lake. However, because there's always a cause, there used to be an aqueduct that would take the water to the mine.
But
You need water for forges and stuff and so on.
Right.
Water's dried up.
Oh,
Something is blocking the water.
I have spells that can fix
Right.
that.
it's been damned.
And I have spells that can fix that.
Well, it's just investigating where the dam is. The dam.
The
So-
dam.
Right.
Dam.
Why haven't you done that?
He looks at you and he goes, I don't speak a goddamn word of Draconic.
I
And
didn't
every
ask
single
why
time-
didn't they do it. I asked why you didn't do it. You and your dwarves need the water. They don't need the water. They just need to guard you. Why haven't you guys gone to look?
I'm risking my kin for that shit.
It's
It's
your
far
mine.
far
I was
lander.
going to say, by
What
the
do you
sounds
mean?
of it, in 4 days you'd be dead anyway. So
What?
If we get you water...
We would have just left up and gone back to Helms.
Hey,
I can't
Amanda,
find a
you-
quest.
If we
Yeah,
get,
Quest, you know.
Ah!
if we can get you water, we'll be able to borrow some of your gold, right?
No problem. There's sources of it in there.
Awesome, you guys come with us.
We ain't exactly akin to that place.
Why?
Okay, if you want water, then you're coming with.
Or
Do you have bodies here you can use?
Right, your forge. You want forge? Forge. You know, that thing that you work on to make money and live. You want that? You come with.
Boy, I'm gonna smack you with this stein.
Try it.
Lander's just like, the dwarves have an agreement. We tend to keep with that.
What's
Agreement.
What's that
What's the
agreement?
They
agreement?
stay in the mines and do the job. We bring the supplies.
Oh. Fair enough then.
They are,
tougher
and-
times and all.
and he goes, they are, and the dwarf's just like,
Lazy.
stop it.
Really?
If he
Stubborn.
calls,
I couldn't tell.
if he calls you lazy, it's a real bad problem.
And I look at, the dwarf looks at Allure and he goes,
Allure.
I'm
Oreo.
liking your. God,
Stop. Stop.
9 allure. We might as well be playing.
Listen,
What's the
So sorry.
rat's name?
sorry.
Goliath.
Goliath.
I'm just.
But 9 and allure are Wanderer's characters. Hey, Xanthan.
He looks and he goes, I like the mouth on that. What if it comes to something else? Alright.
Probably some broken
I'm
jars.
going to go back in the mine. Make sure the boys are fine. Make sure the kin's fine.
I
You
have
get the
finally
water.
found somebody more lazy than me.
Alright,
At least I'm willing to work for my well-being.
where's your aqueduct's beginning place area here?
Points over there, and the lander goes.
I suppose we just follow the line, I guess.
He goes, well, there's a tunnel that you have to take, and then it pops out.
Yeah, well, we're
Alright.
walking the tunnel.
Lead the way.
Lander's like,
Looks like we're gonna have to do some dirty work before
yes,
we
and
can get
he's
the rest
just like, problems upon problems upon problems.
I'm going to create a new identity. I'm going to start calling myself Mike Rowe.
Dirty jobs.
Dumb dirt cheap.
The two lizard folk that were escorting you, Lander excuses them to go back to wherever, and then when they go to their huts, 2 more lizard folk come out and they start heading down the road.
So shift change. Got it.
Correct. The dwarf's
You did tell them not to.
the dwarf's just like whirling back into the mine. The kobolds.
Grease.
Do you actually cast Grease? Oh.
I am not wasting a
Damn it.
first level spell on that.
The kobolds that are around the area, they're doing various things such as skinning animals, preparing food. They're bickering, they're fighting. Some of them, they're actually the kid kobolds. It's kind of weird.
Are there a lot of
Look,
yipping
it's a
and a lot of...
Huh?
Are they speaking in whatever language?
Draconic.
No.
It sounds almost draconic.
Okay, so...
Yeah, and they're just doing their thing. They're above ground, which is...
Oh, and they're taking candles.
Yes, they do. They don't want the darkness.
No, I got them.
Oh, I know!
Yeah.
Nerd. Wow.
So,
nerd.
remember when Elander had said something about equality, which lizard folk and kobolds seem to be equal.
I got it.
But you got
Oh, yeah,
kobolds
you
in
totally
tents,
missed it.
and you got the lizard folks in huts, and then you got the dwarves in the cabins.
I'm
Considering
not
we
worried
started
about
in
them.
human
I need
zone.
to get water down here so I can get away from these
that's
guys.
Gotcha.
It's like,
They
And the
annoy
first
me.
5 hours of playing the game
Nope.
was
I
running
mean,
kobolds.
you guys turn to the
candle,
left,
candle.
Yep.
and you can see the aqueducts kind of like up and raised, and
Totally.
they go over and down into this area, but it's bone dry.
Alright.
And then you got a tunnel that leads into a mountain that will take you.
Well, let's see what it stopped at. So we'll say.
How near to the ground does the aqueduct get?
It's a ways up. It's about, I would say.
Even when it goes into the ground?
Oh, it comes out and it spits down into almost like a wheel.
Right.
And then.
From where the aqueduct comes out from underground that we have to go into.
Oh, it doesn't go underground. It's. Okay, so in Rome, you know how the aqueducts are.
I had misunderstood. I thought you said at some point in time the aqueduct goes underground.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Yes. You are in a valley with mountains, so you're gonna have to go.
Through and up.
Yes.
Gotcha.
You can clearly see the tunnel.
Like bossing, say, mail system.
More or less.
Yeah.
Alright. I want to do some of my earth bending.
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
The big-
Yeah, no, I remember now. Yeah, I was just like, wait.
Going that way.
Going into the tunnel?
I realize what you said now, because it sounded like a different language, but it
It
basically
is.
is. And now I understand why.
The tunnel is lit at the entrance.
Yep.
Yeah, the tunnel is lit at the entrance. And as you're going into it, the tunnel's narrow to about 2 people wide.
I'm not that big.
Yes.
I'll probably be slightly behind Elander because I'm a little wider shoulder.
Now, when you get
How
about
tall are the...
the aqueducts?
Mm-hmm. No,
The
the
ceiling.
ceiling.
Oh, 12 feet.
Okay.
Do I have to duck, huh?
No, 12 feet.
Okay.
Oh, that would suck. Did you? Wham!
Oh,
Ugh.
before we go into the tunnel, I want to do something real quick.
All right.
I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to look through the eyes of my bird, and I want to scope out the aqueduct to
I
make
was
sure there's
wondering if you were
nothing
gonna-
up in that area.
Yes, I was wondering if you were going to do that. So, you're warging as you're Are you going to Master Blaster him?
Master Blast?
Yes. He's warged, so he's.
Would you like to be my Hodor?
Yeah. I'll just put him on my back and keep walking.
Hey guys, I'm narcolepsy.
I'll be back in a minute.
All right, so the
That never gets
aqueducts.
any easier.
The aqueducts trail around a hollowed
He
path.
really needs to stop
in the
telling us
mountains
he's going to do
Go
that.
up,
I-
and I mean these things. It takes a ways before you would ever get to the lake.
She just let him.
As you
She's gonna
go,
let you fall to the ground.
as you're underground. Well, right now.
I'm checking outside the tunnel first.
Yes. As you look up and whatnot, the aqueduct's about 80 to 90 feet up to begin with. So you could go about 10 feet or just look 10 feet and then.
I'm going straight up and using the bird's eyes to look
Gotcha.
down to make sure there's no immediate cause of disturbance there.
Gotcha. Right now, the
That's the
aqueduct
bird
just
flies.
seems bone dry. The bird can see how far by chance? I don't have the vision on that one.
I would say 60 feet is normal, but at a height,
Yeah, it should be a
Ospreys
decent.
can see pretty damn far.
I
But
think
it doesn't give you a vision range in anything. So
I would say 3 times that.
okay,
Just-
so 180 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bird. They have sharp vision, keen eye, whatever. But I'd say 3 times that. So 150 feet. It's still bone dry.
But there's nothing in the aqueduct itself.
No,
Okay.
it's just straight up bone dry.
That's what I wanted to make sure of.
It's all made out of stone, and it's not wood or anything.
And with that being said, then go into the tunnel, and I'm as I notice I'm being carried, I will keep a vigil
Okay.
above the aqueduct.
Here's where you run into the problem. In certain areas, you're going to lose the telepathic thing because you are going in, and then you will be going up. But unfortunately, the distance between your bird and you will cause an issue. You will lose.
And when that happens, I will snap back.
Yes. I assume you're going to tell your bird to, hey, keep going.
Yep.
You're in a dead zone.
Yeah.
You lost your 3G.
Can you hear me now? Oh, damn.
Only one bar.
Now, when you guys get about a fourth way into the tunnel, the lights have stopped. They have stopped being lit. Again, the tunnel is only 10 feet wide, 12 feet tall.
I turn on my shield.
There we go.
Niken.
There you go. Well, you didn't say it with much enthusiasm, so there's not much light.
Enough for us to see.
Okay, it works. It gives you about a range of 20 feet
That's fine.
as you're going up the tunnel and whatnot. And Golden Boy's like,
My phone just yelled at me finally.
Marcus, roll me a d20.
12.
You start to notice something on your shield as
Awesome.
you are saying, as you said, Niken and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
A picture of a tiefling appears in the back of it.
Oh, look,
And she's
it's
giving you a
watermark.
very, very stern look.
What?
And then the picture fades away.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice to see you too.
Yeah.
Okay. Your shield back. Come and get it.
Now, you do remember that the Countess had just given you a story about how Izul gave her a cursed pendant.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
If it's cursed, it's too late. I have it.
Alright.
I tried to take the shield off my arm. It's not cursed then.
Yeah, it's still glowing, actually, even if you took it off your arm.
The glowing part doesn't matter. The coming off my arm part matters.
Maybe. You get halfway up, and you can now see light very into the tunnel, but you're going up. Your bird's back.
Oh, I got 4 bars. I'm gonna go to sleep again.
Alright. As you're descending up this tunnel,
Huh.
it's becoming a little bit clearer. The bird can go further and whatnot.
No, my arm did not come off.
I just raised my antenna.
Yeah.
Your Nokia telescopic antenna.
Now, the lake is high in the mountains. And you are noticing now, as you are going up the aqueduct, there's blockages that look like mud, stone.
So just normal.
It would almost appear normal, except for it looks like it's been packed.
I was going to say, how would it happen normally?
I'm gonna have my bird just kind of
No.
Yeah, no, that's not
keep vigil up
Something
there
intentionally put there.
and come back to myself, seeing as I can talk to it. Let the make sure if anything starts moving out there, let me know what you see.
What's the AC of your bird?
13, I think. Yeah, 13.
Oh boy. How many hit points does it have?
It's an osprey, right?
Yeah, assuming it's similar, then it would have 1 hit point.
I thought you said Snosberry.
Snosberry.
The last image you see,
It's an osprey.
or more like you
Snosberry.
feel, or how that works, is your osprey diving to the ground, and then there's no vision. And it is...
That's fine. That just lets me know what I need to know. We're gonna have company up there.
I wouldn't expect any of this.
It just killed my bird.
Did you happen to see what, where, when, or how many?
It didn't give me any. It didn't give me any message.
Unless you feel something. Do you feel?
It can talk to me.
Oh, it was...
It didn't say anything. No. Okay.
Other than, ow! No!
Not again!
It said, "Ow, I'm dying."
I'm glad familiars work different in this edition than they do in previous editions, because that was another 600 XP lost.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's real old. Because that
That's
wasn't even
3-5.
No.
Yeah, you lost. No, 300. Sorry, there's 305 and 3-5.
Then Neverwinter Nights must have been custom.
Yes.
Okay.
Your bird has died. You are now about halfway up this slope of the tunnel.
Alright.
Who's in front?
And I'm gonna blow my first level spell. I'm casting Mage Armor on myself.
Probably a good idea. That makes your AC
16.
Okay. Now, does that...
Got my shield
8
out.
hours,
Huh?
and it's not concentration.
No, but I'm saying, if you're... Does that add to your reaction as well?
The reaction is added.
Your
Yes.
Pidgeotto died.
Who's in front again?
Pidgeotto has fainted.
Who's in front again?
Not me.
Elander.
Huh?
Elander.
I thought Elander was leading.
Oh, God.
Mm. And I'm right behind.
Well, he's dead.
Roll me perception.
Who?
Whoever's next to like, oh, my God.
Oh, that's alright. 19.
You notice a wire sticking on the floor, and Elander's just about to step on it. Oh, gods, man!
Watch your foot there.
What's your stepping, man?
How about you lead us at this time, since Elander seems to not want to watch for traps?
And he,
Also, who the hell is laying traps in this tunnel?
The people that shot my bird.
Was it people?
I don't know.
and he goes, well, I know why the dwarfs didn't want to come up here. And he looks down
they're
and
just pussies.
Yeah.
he looks down, he looks at the trap, kind of follows it with his finger, looks up, looks around, and goes, light source down there, would you? Looks up. Oh yeah, the tunnel would have definitely just caved in on it if someone would have hit that. There's...
So how do we disarm it?
Just don't step on it.
Thunderwave.
Oh,
What are the floors made of?
do you have one of your red bandanas?
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Do you have one of your red bandanas? Can I see it? No.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hmm?
That's what I was kind of looking for, but I didn't want to cloth.
Wait, what did you just do?
He tied
I
a
tied
bandana
the
to
red bandana to the wire so we
so
know
we
it
can
was
see where
there.
it
Yeah,
is.
he took the red bandana that was off his leg and just...
So there should be a red bandana floating in the middle of the air when we come back down.
Help us see it.
Yeah, the wire's like... That's good.
Just step over it then.
Watch. Ding!
Dinner bells!
Let's watch more carefully now for more things like
Golem past Mark's side. You walk up the tunnel the rest of the way. You get about 3/4 of the way up the tunnel, and perception. With advantage.
with advantage.
Oh, perfect. Deep. 25.
Nice.
You notice that there's another wire.
Wait.
Great.
This one, when you follow it with the finger, it looks like it would have rang
A bell.
a bell.
Great.
Cowbell.
Okay, this one I'm not tying anything to.
Right. Right.
Alright.
Step over it.
Now,
Carefully.
you got about...
How is the bell hum?
Very well.
Is it...
Slightly to the left.
You ring my bell.
Does it look...
It looks like the wire would
I
have
love
like
how
caused it
he
to jiggle.
thought about it.
Now, the pendulum on the inside of it,
Yeah.
Great band.
is it one of the hook style?
It looks like almost like a ball brass.
Right, but
Yeah.
is it inside an eyelet so it...
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm going to mage hand the bell pendulum off.
Disarm the trap.
What the hell? Mr. Lazy, I'm gonna do a rope with the pen. Do this with the... Really? This is like one of the first useful things you've actually done with mage hand.
Well, he's got to make up for the laziness.
I don't know, but like...
You're about 20 feet away from the entrance of the tunnel. The tunnel is still sloped, so when you come out, it'll be...
Thank you, Pika.
Not anymore.
I love how you
It
were
was just-
you were like, wait.
Alender pulls his 2 rapiers, or 2 long swords out. He goes, well, we're going to have company, aren't we?
Yeah.
I don't know, ask his bird.
I'd love to. It's dead.
And he goes, alright. And he looks at you and he goes, did it have a name?
No.
And he goes, oh, okay.
They never told me its name.
Don't you name that kind of thing?
No, I let them name themselves.
Hmm.
It makes the connection better.
My name is Cloaca. No, okay,
How do you spell that again?
THATAGAN.
I'm gonna call you just Bird because I'm never gonna remember that.
we call you Pokey.
Ew.
Moving forward.
Yes.
Okay.
Give me an order on which you wish to
I will
pop
be.
out of this tunnel
I will
or
be in the rear
with the gear. Gotcha.
with the gear.
Then second to last.
Right after
It's
Lander.
too wide, so you know I can be side by side.
Okay.
I'll be, I don't know, ringing up the rear, I guess.
No, I took the rear.
Oh, you took the rear. Okay.
All right. Are you
Two
moving
bucks
up this
in the
tunnel? Are you moving up this tunnel silently?
As quiet as
Mhm.
No one's talking, correct?
Right. We're kind of creeping out, like you would on a battlefield, be looking out and.
No problem.
Do you have that rag?
Where
And
do you
I-
put the
actually-
other rag?
I put it back on.
We don't have to. That's fine.
Are you sure?
Actually, I motion Elander and I to duck down, creep out, and then if something happens.
All right, roll me perception,
Sorry.
please. So you're looking out the tunnel now.
Campfire Quest says, wanted to thank Dragons and Dining Room for the donation during our charity stream over the weekend.
24.
You good people are all amazing. Well, thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Yay!
Also,
Thank you.
who is the winner of the drawing so that we can give a shout out to them too?
Speaking of, I really want that cheeseburger.
So, we'll wait on that.
Yes.
24.
I'm hungry now.
24.
20. Okay. You happen to notice there seems to be a foot, somewhat, against the back of the wall,
There's a trouble afoot.
like the entrance to the tunnel. There's someone
I can't
leaning
tell
against.
this, I'm sorry.
Where would be the entrance?
Oh, okay.
There seems to be a foot, kind of just
So they're
barely sticking out.
Okay.
Beat you to it, Krabby. Then again, you're onto the lace.
Motion Elander to look. Make
So
sure he
kind of has
sees it.
advantage there.
And he kind of looks at it and he goes, so he's looking back at you like, you know, I got a pointy thing.
That's why I'm going.
Is it 90 feet away or less?
It is indeed.
I'm
90 feet.
Screw it, sleep.
Okay.
That works.
I'm gonna cast it once in my damn life.
Alright.
I mean, okay, you need, at some point you need, how, okay, never mind.
Can you phrase that?
Into an actual question.
Speak thy name.
How loud do you have to say the
I can-
verbal components of a spell? Is
I
my
can
question.
whisper. It's up to you whether it's sleight of hand or not, but I
Whisper.
can whisper.
Okay, I was just wondering that because I was like, okay, all
I
spells
play-
or most spells have verbal components, but
Yeah.
can't you just whisper the damn thing
Yeah.
so as quietly as
I-
possibly can?
I play it slightly different.
Okay,
But we'll get into that after
okay,
the stream.
yeah, no problem.
If you have to go, Anduli Amolul Magant. No one nights.
Anyway,
Yes.
nice spell cast, but
Pagawa sampa.
You know what? Just to be safe, it's not too late.
I know where that's from.
you're doing it. You're
Yes.
go.
That's a second level spell.
Okay. Roll me those dice, big boy.
That's exactly as much as I need.
I was gonna say it's like 5 of them. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Nope, I need one of those back.
Oh,
Jesus. Reroll.
okay.
Mm,
No,
reroll them.
it's not a reroll because that's what it landed
Oh
on.
yeah, I'm not rerolling that.
Like
Aww.
it shouldn't have to be a
Yeah,
reroll.
no.
It landed up
It
right.
landed
It
right.
wasn't
It wasn't
cocked.
a
It
cocked.
If it's in the pool, it counts. If it's not in the pool, it doesn't.
Holy crap!
He actually rolled well.
Yes, he did.
36.
I hate you. The goblin, which you now know, because it goes.
And if there's anything else in 20 feet of it, it rolls over.
No,
Nothing?
it was just
One goblin.
one goblin with a very crappily made spear that just fell over. Yeah, it literally made that sound like it also farted when it landed.
I'm gonna do it somewhere so far away from the city the guards can't remember.
You hear behind you. Stop! Citizen!
Damn it! I was trying to get out. I was laughing too hard.
It's like Oblivion. I'm all the way up here, and the camera just goes.
No, citizens.
As I pull out the insignia, alright, we're gonna have to go back there.
In that case, sleep myself.
I am done with it. The goblin was wearing a loincloth, no real clothing. I mean, he just... There doesn't seem to be any more noise past that.
Coup de Gracie.
Oh, I thought that was in character.
I
I didn't realize you were young. I was like, what are you doing?
It was doing the honors.
Oh.
Okay, well, you get up there and you go to like him. You clearly can see out now. The aqueduct is now almost eye level with you.
Are we leaving the goblin sleeping?
Oh no, he's dead.
I was gonna say, okay, because you can coup de grace.
Yes, he coup de Gracie did.
You can
Yeah,
coup de grace.
the
And I'm pulling them back in.
Coup de gracie.
Are you taking your notes to the?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
As you're doing that, the aqueduct is now eye level.
Buongiorno.
To you.
Ah,
Are
stop!
there any exclamation points showing
I
up
haven't
on
said
the-
in like 2 months.
Slowly but
Give
surely
me
we'll
some
get to that.
credit.
Fine.
With a slight fox paws.
I'm gonna hold you back.
Thank you for my defense.
Alright, so yeah, we're still gonna sneakily
Yes.
head.
The tunnel
That direction.
will spit you out on even land,
Mm-hmm.
or even ground land. You have a aqueduct to your left-hand side that does
Okay.
now go in, and it goes down and around and down the mountain and to where you see it. And you can see these goblins have packed it to prevent the water from flowing.
Right. Right.
The lake itself is decently sized. I mean, you can see one end from the other, but you can also see that there is quite a bit of goblins. It looks like a village of goblins.
Oh, bugger.
And it looks like they haven't been here long. Something has started a settlement here. And you got goblins and hobgoblins and...
Tia, you got some markers?
This is all in a whisper, but we're gonna talk normal.
As I come back in, I'll let you guys know what I see. So, I think we know where all the goblins went to.
Right. Can't we just flood it?
Oh, no. I got it.
Okay.
I have a spell that can. Let me double check. I gotta look at my spell book here, make sure I got this right. I'm
Alright.
pretty sure I can move Earth.
What you can... Oh my god, I just realized I've been tasting marker.
In like
Do I have like lipstick now? Almost.
It's all over your face.
Mother freak. I'm the Joker.
Oh, I suppose you might want some of these dice back.
Let's do.
I opened the book for something.
Oh god. I still want to see the Joker. Anyway, the aqueduct runs for about another 120 feet on the ground to the lake, and you can see that it, lake would down, water would sluice into it and whatnot from runoffs and everything.
I can't
But
actually move the Earth, but I can make this easier.
They packed that thing. It would take you days to clear it by hand.
No, it wouldn't.
Unless he's got something up his head. But
I'll just thunderwave the crap out of the way.
now, I will tell you this. The tunnel itself only had one guard. But you could clearly see that not far off, there were plenty of goblins. I mean, this lake is, to put it in retrospect, Crystal Lake over here?
Mm-hmm.
About 2 times the size of that.
Okay.
And
Is
they
it
got
anything like
settlements.
that Poker Gamer Lake?
Retrospect would be the wrong word. Just
Sorry.
perspective.
Yes.
I'm ashamed because my first time I ever lived in this town, before I lived in this town, I did work here and I asked how to get to Pokegama.
That's fine.
That's how Google said it.
I pronounced
Yes.
it correctly. Because I knew
Not
that.
the first time. Or the first 10 times.
Yes. So, there's hundreds of goblins. And there are hobgoblins. And there are bugbears.
That's alright. We can make them squish.
How?
I've got shatter. I've got shatter.
I wonder if we can't just flood them
I have
over
Thunderwave.
there.
We got
I
Thunderwave.
was gonna say, why can't we just play a little mind, tricky, loud voices?
Did you guys tell me about your
Hush the Sidious laughter.
No, the stunt we pulled on a tiefling boy.
We could try. It doesn't want to be creative, but
I'm not sure that would work though, because it's just a simple spell. Kids are easy to hit with that to these guys.
Fair enough. I just don't like the idea of killing that many people.
they're not
They're
people.
not
The bugbears and
big, they're goblins
kobolds.
and-
They're lesser beings.
They would do things to you you do not want to know about.
However, she is one of them, they're Gandhi types.
That's right. She is a new deity. She can't go around killing now, couldn't she? For your own godliness, you can just consider it out of this one.
Oh, there we go.
So you've been
I have
bickering
an
about.
idea. You can convert them to your religion,
Yes.
and then you can become a deity for real.
We can go out there yelling the praises
As you've
of
been-
How big
Oreo.
of an illusion can you guys cast?
The biggest one I can cast. It comes
DM,
about 5 foot.
intervention.
Okay.
30 feet away.
Since you've been bickering for so long and whatnot, roll me perception. Whoever's been looking out.
There you go.
6.
6.
If you
Pass it.
pass it 11, if you want to use that.
As of right now, it doesn't seem like the goblins have noticed there is a guard missing from the tunnel.
Whatever we do, we gotta do it quick. Any suggestions?
Just charge out there and kill the bastards.
All of them, hundreds of them.
There's not hundreds of them.
Yes, there are.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of goblins.
Well, then what are we supposed to do?
I
Nobody
mean,
said we'd fight 100 lesser beings.
Alright. I think the whole scaring them thing might work.
Okay. Well, then we better go do
How
it.
do we? I mean, why don't we scare them into thinking that the whole mine is going to collapse on their
Oh, heck
heads?
no. I'm thinking we
Oh,
can use.
it's like a plateau, like it's mountains, lake.
Okay.
I'm thinking we can use
They got
tunnel
here something.
to our
Okay.
advantage.
Keep in mind, all I have is minor illusion. I don't have major
Right.
illusion.
And I'm just thinking about using the noises from prestidigitation and make it sound like there's a giant beast in the tunnel.
Ooh.
Well,
Using
what about the
Can
aqueduct?
anybody amplify my voice?
Can we make it sound like the aqueduct is like kraken, and I can
Yeah.
make water come out of it and make it look like it's gonna flood?
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay. I'm all for whatever you guys want to do. Please, by all means, come up with a situation here.
You're having fun. Way too much fun.
Oh, I'm having lots of fun with this.
Crab is trying to get your attention. No, his.
Oh,
I did not see Give Nat Fireball.
Did it from Streamlabs.
No, it didn't. But he
My
did.
voice.
Oh, your voice.
you want? Okay, I'm gonna roll it. It is a 1. Also, wouldn't that come down on you in the mine?
Yes.
That'd be
Yeah.
really weird.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's a 1. I am sorry, sir. Your Nat Fireball did not work.
I mean, I can create a sound wherever I want within 30 feet,
Mhm.
but it's not very far away.
Alright.
So
Either big creature or the aqueduct.
I think we'll
collapse.
try the flooding idea first.
Okay.
And
I mean,
You make the sound that it's breaking, and I'll make the water look like
Alright.
water.
I mean, flood it. Yep.
Look like it's coming down on them.
Okay, so I maybe have to give you a visual on this.
Yes,
Maybe
please.
because I imagine
Because
the
I
plateau
can't
and the
imagine.
aqueduct above them.
The aqueduct is eye level with you at the end of this tunnel.
Okay.
So
It then descends down the mountain, then it's carved out. So when it gets to the lake,
Mhm.
there has been a sluice gate that has been brought down, so the water would flow into it, and the sluice gate would control it. And there's 1, 2, 3 of them. Now,
So the lake water isn't above where the goblins are.
Correct.
Okay.
You are flatland.
Okay.
It is almost think of it like
So we're at the top of the mountain.
you are not at
At
the
the
top of the
mouth of
mountain.
the
You
cave.
are on. It's like an open area where this water would come down.
Okay.
So in the,
But we're in a cave. Like
You're
a
right
big
now. You're in
cavern
a
opening. Cave,
tunnel.
lake, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and then you
everything.
open.
Perfect.
You see outside. It's outside.
right. But
Okay.
for all intents and purposes, we're inside something that might be useful for amplifying sound.
Correct. Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
we'll go with project a big monster coming at them. But
Alright.
even if we make them run away, they come back and they're still going to cause trouble for the dam.
Well, probably later on.
Or
Can
5
we-
minutes
Once
from
in
now.
water.
I mean, the question is, can we scare that many goblins away? We
Now,
can try it. It would
yes,
be great. But,
and
Well, it's the hobgoblins we're gonna have to worry about most.
okay.
as of right now, if you would perception, let me peek. I'll give you a number.
I need perception. 18 plus 6
Okay.
is 24. Thank you.
Oh God, yeah. You. What do you see with your elf eyes? Literally.
What do you want from me? I'm an elf.
You peek out the tunnel, and I mean you can see it. Like the aqueduct has been gunked. It looks like they were using this for like waste disposal or
That's gross.
fishing guts and stuff like that. They're throwing whatever they want in this aqueduct, and then you got the 3 sluice gates, and as one's bigger than one's, that kind of thing.
I'm assuming nobody actually speaks Goblin or anything like that.
No, I speak Aquan.
And Elender goes, "I do.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
It's part of the job."
Alright. Well, we can try that too.
I speak Dwarvish.
What is
In between the sluice gates,
Goblin
there is crab.
Derivative.
However, I mean, if you think of it, you open a lake sluice
I
gate,
twisted.
it's
Right.
gonna float
Hey,
down
Twisted.
eventually. I know.
Hey, Twisted!
So you could. The sluice gates, all 3 of them are closed.
Mhm.
This is what she sees. There's junk in between of them, though. So you can hope that the flow of water would be enough to push everything just out, and
Right.
you'll deal with that mess down there.
Mhm.
Whatever is on
I don't mind that the dwarves have to deal with a mess.
That's not our problem.
Got that water!
It's not a problem. They get water.
The
they're fine.
number you see as the aqueduct curves,
Mhm.
there is a huts, tents, some just naked, flopping around and whatnot.
I'm more curious who he means he doesn't.
You got 6 goblins. Visibly, you can see in and out of the huts or whatever they're doing. You got people skinning. You got people chopping meat. You got people fighting and bickering and yelping at each other.
And it's all goblins and such.
It's just goblins. Now, further down, about another 40 feet, you can clearly see there is a very large-looking goblinoid. Brown in color.
We're gonna go talk to him.
Mm.
I guess we.
And when I mean large, I mean large.
the worst we can do is get ourselves in trouble.
That's what I've been born for.
Alright, Lander, it looks like you're on deck again.
You want to negotiate with goblins.
What other choice
Otherwise,
do we have?
we're gonna have to try and convince all of your dragonborns to come up here and fight them because the 5 of us ain't gonna do it.
There are hundreds of them.
And he goes,
So much for
they
the
aren't exactly kin to goblins.
So
I
much
know
for the
that.
scarceness of goblins. Now we know where they are at this point.
And he also goes, how are they getting up here if the tunnels? No.
I mean, you know the land better than I do. You've been here.
When it
before.
comes to the mines, he knows the mine is. He knows there's a lake. That's about as far as it goes.
So this is why we should have brought the damn dwarf up here. Lazy ass stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Hey, it's working. Let's just keep going. What's gonna happen is this.
We're gonna approach.
All right.
And
Elander pops out of the tunnel, not escorted by a goblin guard that should have been there.
Prop him up against the.
weekend at Bernie's.
Yes.
Sorry, he's just a little tired. We were drinking and.
It takes all of about 8 steps before the goblin's like.
I'm gonna walk out right behind him.
I'll walk out too.
And there's horns being blared.
No weapons.
And the big brown goblinoid pulls out this huge club. And he starts charging. He's like, and Elander's like, goblin speak.
Goblin speak.
And really fast.
Yes. Initiative.
Crap. Oh, that didn't work.
A nat 20 would have been really nice there, guys.
Okay.
Oh dear.
You're going in a dice jail, but okay.
Oh, I have to draw the map. Well, I mean, crap, we only got like 13 minutes.
I
Yeah,
mean,
probably not necessary.
at the moment, no. If we want to do it later or next time, we can have
Gotcha.
it ready.
These
Oh,
horns are
crazy.
simultaneously going off.
Thanks,
around
Scrappy.
the lake. Now, there is one good thing about this lake. There is no accessible way to get you on the right-hand side without going through some source of water. And it's not exactly shallow.
That's all right. We got this.
Gotcha.
All right.
Initiatives.
Mm-hmm. Hit me up with the numbers.
Who wants to use it?
Oh.
Not me.
Okay.
Oh, nice one. I'm not gonna mulligan that, unfortunately.
We had talked about that. We asked about that.
Oh, that's right. It's,
Moved
it's
on
in
from it.
combat. So, anywho,
13.
what'd you get?
I'm sorry. I guess you can't have more than 30 units on the field in improved initiative.
Correct.
Oh boy.
I'll teach you a trick about that in a minute.
Over 100 goblins.
That's fine. Make 20
That's all right.
units.
I'm in the front.
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing swarm.
I mean,
I had to look it
gets
up.
100.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Sparta. That's what we're. This is 300.
We got it.
All right.
I'm waiting
Initiative.
for that.
Go. Sorry.
Yeah,
No.
who?
Marcus. Sorry.
Okay. 6.
Oof.
Well as possible.
Tyr.
17.
Are you?
2.
Tola.
2.
13.
Oh, I was supposed to say Tyr. Oh, Tyr. God. All right. We're gonna do swarm rolls. Oh boy. Oh my god. Okay. Bugbear gets to go first.
Oh, my shield and my hammer up.
He's heading straight for a lander.
Okay.
And the lander goes, I guess I said something wrong. Club
Really
points.
opposite work on that civil tongue of yours.
Fuck me sideways. That is a D12.
They can't have a lot of health.
There's swarm rolls. You know what that is.
Hmm?
Oh, I don't have a D12. Give me a sec. Oh wait, that's a D12. Haha.
Oh, we'll do that. Okay.
Alright, Alander, you see him go with his 2 rapiers, he's like, ha! And the club just goes, whoom, and cleaves him right across the shoulder, and he gets thrown down to the ground.
Is he unconscious?
He's hurting.
Okay. He can still fight. We're good.
Alright.
He goes, oh! And like where he landed, there is a little bit of a grass skid. Next on the list is okay. A lot of goblins. Well, they were 60 feet away, so none of them actually get to reach you. But they're coming with a cleaver, clubs, makeshift weapons. You don't see anything that looks like
Threatening.
steel, metal, anything like that. It's just, I mean, hell, one's got like looks like a freaking hoe.
What about the big goblin? What's he wearing?
He is wearing just skin and a giant club. What?
The one spell that we really want to be able to use. We
Oh, heat metal. Yes. Exactly. Best goblins, whatnot. All the goblins that are charging at you, you got 6 of them running towards you. They're not going to get you anytime soon. Fight in the tunnels one by one. Wait, that was range, right? Okay. Next on the list is Tyr. I had to scroll down through 30 goblins.
I need a wisdom save from the big guy.
Me smart.
He didn't beat a 15?
Me not smart.
I'm going to look at him and with a big grin on my face, surrender.
Ah.
That's my turn.
Okay. He surrenders. He drops his weapon and he's just like.
Not much more I can do on my turn.
The goblins have already gone. Torlock.
With the big guy surrendering,
Yeah. His club's on the ground. And he's like.
do the rest of the goblins?
They're still charging.
They're still charging. I'm going to hold my action until they reach us if they don't surrender.
Gotcha. Marcus.
I'm going to cast Sleep at level 2 at the largest group of them I can see.
Okay. You will hit all 6 if you cast it.
I mean, it's not as good as it was before, but it's not
No.
bad.
23.
I have the math. 4 of them. No, 3 of them. 3 of them drop to the ground. They are sleeping.
3 groups?
Three of the 6 that are charging us.
3 of the 6. As of right now, that is the immediate threat. Horns are going off, and you can clearly see that Goblin's like, you know. But the big bugbear did kind of shout when he
I
charged.
should say, after casting this spell, I would state, I told him to surrender.
Mm-hmm.
And he has.
Mm-hmm.
But it will not last long.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I will give Auriel Bardic Inspiration.
What is that?
All right.
On any of those things.
And it is her turn when she so chooses. Unless you want to move.
Just give me a second. Oh,
I kind of assume you guys are like 5 feet. Well, all of you are out of the tunnel because if you can't keep guessing. Yeah.
Yep. That way they can't surround us and whatnot.
Gotcha.
I wrote that for me, so if it's confusing, I can explain.
I was just like, so I can add it to my ability if I or attack or saving throw. I can also add damage to the attack. Add roll to AC on the attack. Okay, as a reaction.
Yeah, you can do any one of those things with that.
Okay.
That's a D6.
Tier.
So my thought
On
is
command.
calm emotions.
Does it end
I don't
if
know.
you
Do you have to roll anything for
They
it?
have to roll.
That doesn't help.
Okay.
But in case something attacks you or whatever, you have this for.
I have it for use in up to 10 minutes.
Yes.
Within 10 minutes.
Yep.
So that's a while, but
That's 100 rounds.
okay, I'm gonna write that down so that I know. Temporary crap. Where?
And
It does not
when we
say
pick
so.
up in 2 weeks, I
so
can let you borrow this
he's
again.
just
Okay.
for 1 minute he can't surrender, correct?
For 1 round.
Or 1 round. Oh, what? Ooh. Okay. Is it end on his next turn?
It would end on my turn.
Next turn. Okay. Good thing he goes before. Or yeah, after you. Or no, before you. Before me. Yeah.
Alright. I would like to. How far away are the goblins that are running at us?
The 3 that are left.
Kill all the goblins.
The 3 that are left, yeah, that are not sleeping.
Yes, they are running towards you 30 feet away.
30 feet away. That's great, because the rest of what I'm going to cast is 60 feet. Calm emotions.
Alright.
They have to make a save. Charisma save? No. Wisdom save.
General rule of swarm.
Which one?
Is the DC less?
14.
Okay, wow.
My spell
The
DC.
3 goblins that are now charging at you
Yep.
seem to have stopped. They have stopped and ceased to. Their hands are down. They're
Great.
kind of
I'm gonna go to Elander and help him up and medicine check him. Is that
Gotcha.
Can I do that as a bonus action?
Yeah.
The spell was my action, so I just
Yeah.
didn't know if I could get to him and help him anyway. Or
roll me medicine. That sounds good.
sure.
I mean, he got clubbed pretty good.
I mean,
It was a crit.
Ouch. Ouch.
18. Yeah.
You can help him to his feet and whatnot.
Okay.
And he's like, I mean, when you pick him up, you can tell something's broken.
Okay, that's like.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't cast.
It's like squishy.
Try again, Yolander.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can't do it this turn, but I'll do it next turn.
Yeah.
A heal.
Hey, it's Elander's turn. Elander goes, Goblin speak, because my throat's actually starting to hurt. And the ogres and the bugger's like, and then the Elander speaks, and the bugbear speaks, and the bugbear goes, and he looks over and he sees the 3 goblins are asleep. He's like, and then the Elander's like, you didn't kill him, did you?
No.
He's like, so then he explains to them that they're just asleep, and that the other 3 are
Just calmed.
calmed.
They're
Like
just
he's trying to
calmed
explain to
them.
him like in simple terms, like, yeah, you were sleepy. They're good. You know, that kind of thing.
Like a child.
Yes.
They're fine.
And the bugbear, like, what do you want? I'm just gonna suddenly this anime subtitle had been translated.
What do you want?
Language.
Horrible dubbing on
Well,
Chinese.
I mean, we can easily separate like player knowledge, I think, versus what actually we can hear. We didn't hear any of it.
He's stating, why are you here? Where's the guard? He wants to know where that guard went. And the Lander's just like, what guard? So he rolled deception and rolled a 19.
Nice.
Nice.
I like a letter.
He's
Come
like,
on.
yeah, he's like, it wasn't a guard. We came over here because we need water for the aqueduct and blah blah blah. We'll negotiate. We'll help you out. I mean, you got cruel tools. You looks like you're just kind of living up here. We'll help you out. Get you some tools. That kind of thing. And the bugbear is like, and he points off to a direction in which you can see a very
That's amazing.
nicely constructed hut. And you can pretty much tell that he's like, you need to speak with that guy. I guard this over here. They do what they do.
They're all gone.
Waste disposal here. Those are the guys who went out. And according to the horns, they're now done sounding. But they don't know what the horns were sound. Normally that's like an attack or something like that. So yeah. So the bugbear states to Elander, you have to remove all your weapons. No exceptions. You remove all your weapons. You come with us. You speak to the chieftain.
Is there a place that we can keep the weapons safe for time?
And he, Lander says, then without, and the bugbear just points to the entrance to the temple.
Great. I'll put mace and great club.
I'm gonna lean on my staff. Like I can't walk very well.
Bugbear looks at you.
In that very particular second, I'm going to minor illusion a wound on your leg, blood spot.
Wisdom save, right?
Intellect.
Intellect.
Investigation more.
Which is
Yeah.
Your shields, that's considered.
A weapon?
Yes.
Shields too? Okay.
I have my shield, and I will say Nikan a couple times to show it's light. Nikan. Neck.
You have the surrender spell has failed it. No, he points to the shield.
I'll take mine off and. Alright.
By the way, what is on the ground over there?
Here it is.
Southeast.
I see that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Anyway, you will now be escorted
Warhammer.
to the chieftain
Yes.
of the
Every
goblins.
Like Cosmo.
And we will end right there. As Lander has stated, whatever you do, don't
I was going
do anything wrong.
Okay, I was gonna say, before we, as everyone turns to head, I cure wounds on Elander.
Oh, that's good, because
Yeah.
he was...
How
How much health did you heal him for, by the way?
I don't know. Hold on 1 second. I have to look it up. The 230.
Yeah, he got
It's
crit,
1d8 plus
and I rolled a
one
12.
Plus the plus my what?
1d8 plus
And it's
one
also a
modifier.
spiked. Great.
7.
Okay.
So he almost got one shot.
This one's mine.
When you have a streak of +5 and you have a great looking club with spiked.
Alright, well,
That is it, ladies and gentlemen.
thank you everybody for joining us.
Thank you.
We are still currently doing the social media drawing that will finalize come this Saturday, and we will announce the winners there. Saturday will be Nerevis. Sunday will be Sand and Magic. Seems like we're slowly but surely getting back into our normal rotation again.
And then Crush's Straw on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll worry about that this weekend. Otherwise, it gets way too much.
Gotcha.
Does anybody have any announcements, thoughts?
I like turtles.
Okay.
Do you want this for this weekend?
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it, but I'll
We
be back
will
to
see you guys on Saturday.
Goodbye.
Have a good one, guys.
So,
Love
I'm
you all.
remind you to give it back to me at that point, but.
Yeah, I'm